Welcome, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 186. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday, Tuesday, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll never get used to that.
Nope.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, at least for the next 3 weeks following tonight. We're on the front page right now, once again, the 5th week in a row.
We're in first.
We're in first. Are we in first? We'll find out later.
We're on the front page.
But we're on the front page, and that means we're in first.
Yes.
Thank you so much to all the people joining us tonight. I'm Andrew Midori. I'm one of your co-hosts. I'm joined tonight by the classic douchebag, Mike McLaughlin.
Hi.
We got my mistress, Kristen Midori, over here.
We're at number 1.
Number 1!
Ow!
Pickle Rick!
That's so weird that you would say that. I finally watched Rick and Morty
for
the first time, and my brother said you should watch Pickle Rick. So I watched Pickle Rick, and wow.
It's good, right?
That is not what I expected that show to be at all.
Like, it's all over the place, but, like, that's actually a good episode to watch.
So graphic.
The show you had on last night?
Yeah.
It's what do you mean graphic? Like
violent?
Yeah, like, he was ripping blood. Like, there's lots of blood and gore for, like, cartoon.
What channel is it on?
Adult Swim.
Well, that makes sense.
But, no, I love it. It's actually one of my... Like, I haven't watched the last 3 episodes because I like to binge them. So, like, the beginning of this current season, I was watching them each week, and I was getting, like, really sad that there was nothing else to watch because the last 2 seasons I kind of was able to binge. So I'm holding on to the last few, and apparently Sunday nights was really, really good.
What made me really want to watch it is somebody was putting a GIF on Facebook, and it was... I can't remember what the caption was, but it was Rick and Morty getting into a car, clearly after something traumatic had happened, and they just get in the car, and they stare at the camera for a second, and then they just go, oh my god, we could have died there, and he's like, I wasn't in control of that, Morty, I wasn't in control of that, like, it's just, and they're like, and then Morty starts crying, and I was like, this looks hilarious.
Dude,
I think I need to watch this show.
Good. What did you think? I mean, here's the thing, with Pickle Rick, it's a good episode to show what range they can have. They can go from weird, zany, goofy, intense, violent, and then all of a sudden emotional for whatever weird reason. So
I thought the whole episode had like a wide range of themes and emotions, like the Susan Sarandon as the therapist, and really just taking Rick to task at the end. Like I honestly, I thought it was a great episode. I haven't watched any others since then, but I need to watch another one.
I would say I would love for you to make that your next Death Note.
My next Death Note. If they had it on
it's on
Netflix or on Crunchyroll or something like that, I would watch it.
I can give you my Hulu login.
It's actually on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. But I meant like if I wanted to watch it live and like with viewers, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, you can't do it with Hulu, right?
No, you can't do it with Hulu.
You watched it in our bed.
Yeah, I just had it on in the background. I didn't watch it though.
What, did you fall asleep?
Yeah. Very unusual for me to fall asleep.
Sleeps.
Warm Code Series says R&M is one of the best things on TV.
A lot of people
I hear that very often,
and it's easily one of, like, I'm glad someone made me watch it.
What, a gory?
It's not. That's not like its thing.
That's
it's
not the point
gory.
at all whatsoever. It's just, it's like Andrew said, it has a wide range of intensity and themes throughout.
Is it like Bob's Burger?
No.
Can be based on one episode. Like it has humor similar to that in certain scenarios, but
yeah, because I feel like that's a good cartoon.
It's more bizarre, more quirky.
Yeah,
it's a weird show based on that one episode I watched.
Do you think I would like it or no?
I think you would laugh here and there, but I don't know overall if it's the show for you.
Like, you think I would like Bob's Burgers with like Tina and stuff?
You like Bob's Burgers. I know you like Bob's Burgers.
This one you do identify with the characters individually. It's not like where it's stupid, where everybody's just a caricature or something dumb.
Do they fart and stuff? Is it like fart humor? Or
is there a son?
There's a lot of...
Who said that?
You. Is there a son? Remember when we were trying to figure out what video game was?
But...
Yeah, so no, it's... Yes, there's a lot of fart humor. Like, there's this actually episode where this guy, like, basically is a giant fart cloud.
Oh.
There you go. That's the episode we should watch next.
Okay, but I'm telling you, since I've been Wonder Woman this past week, I have watched 45 minutes of TV and that's it. And it was broken up over the span of 2 days. And then I've just been, like, tiring myself out. I've been going to bed so early. So I don't even watch TV now. Because I'm just trying to be super mom.
And we've also kind of run out of shows to watch.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you say it doesn't sound like
fun? I said that sounds like a fun life.
I am going to get worn down very soon.
I was going to say, I feel like you're not, I feel like you're hitting that, like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm on task, I'm getting these things done, but, like, when's the entertainment come in? Like, I know for someone like you...
I need to have balance. I need to balance better. Sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
I was just going to say, Dustin brought up an episode called Interdimensional People. I think that was on while I was going to sleep. Is that the one where the father, the husband, is on the alien ship and they want to take his penis
There's
to install
two.
into somebody else's heart?
There's two.
Okay.
There's the first version and there's that.
So aliens tell this guy that like the most important figure in the entire universe is dying and needs a heart transplant, but since he's an alien, this guy's penis will be a good substitute. He's like, you're the only person in the world with a penis that can be the heart of this alien. So then it's a question of like, from a morality standpoint, should he give up his penis to be the heart of this man? But then what's the best part is when the wife comes in and he's like, we should bring my wife in.
I thought you were sleeping.
I was mostly sleeping.
But
I saw
you can
part of this
replay
episode.
the whole
I saw
scene.
part of this episode. I saw the part where the wife comes in and he brings the wife in because he thinks, of course, she's going to say, no way are you taking my husband's penis. But then the guy hands her this catalog of prosthetic penises that they can install on him, and then she just goes, she starts like flipping through it. And she's like, well, maybe, you know, this guy's so important. Maybe you should give up your penis.
Oh my god.
It was
We're on the
very
front
funny.
page. We're talking about penis.
I think your parents are watching this too, actually.
I'm
That'd
just
be
describing
amazing.
an episode of a show.
Right.
There's nothing wrong
I'm
with that.
sure we've seen far worse. No, it's a very well done like adult cartoon. And now I want to watch it.
The way to a man's heart is through the penis anyways.
Yeah.
Says Johnny. The man, the
funny.
myth, the legend, the original co-viewer turned mod, a master in his own head. It's Johnny P.
Did you really remember that by heart?
Yeah, I know that by heart by this point. Well, let's see, everybody's saying their favorite episode in the chat, so it sounds like I need to keep going. But anyway, this is a gaming dedicated talk show, guys. For the most part, we do run into some movies and some television and just personal life,
Music,
whatever.
Taylor Swift, we talked about her last
Taylor
week.
Swift last week, of course, yeah.
Yep.
But we usually start with, how is everybody doing tonight? How are you doing? What are you drinking?
Better before I tasted this coffee water.
The heck is that?
I don't know. I wanted to get something with
What?
caffeine in it
Seriously,
on the way.
is that the second thing you chugged?
That looks
No, I
like
didn't
a
try it.
medicine bottle.
Right. Well, that's why I actually thought it kind of looked cool, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it a
That
chance.
doesn't look cool to me at all.
But were you chugging water, or was that like your second? It was water. Okay, that's good.
No, but that doesn't have caffeine in it, and I'm going to pass the frick out.
Frick out. There you
Good,
go.
good boy.
Good correction.
boy.
Way to go, man.
Good
Way to
boy.
go. Front page censorship, guys.
If you want natural energy, you should just eat foods like almonds and crab.
I had
So,
13 almonds.
and I do
today,
have
Did you get
that.
energy?
courtesy of you.
Today was the first time I've had something bad. So I've been really, really, really good with eating on the healthier side lately, like really well. And I went down a pant size. Like I'm doing pretty good with that.
Woo!
But,
Underwear
like,
size.
No, because I always got like elastic.
It took a
so-
weird turn.
so I don't really-
That took a very weird turn there.
I don't
guys.
think so. You want to check?
Well, and what you talked about wasn't weird.
Right. But today, like, we were kind of in a rush, so we ended up getting I got like a wrap from a pizza place, and I got like the healthiest one. It was
Yeah.
like a chicken fajita, but like I feel like kind of crappy after eating it because I had
So you're chugging water now?
the processed wheat, the processed flour
Yeah.
tortilla and everything like that. So I'm like, so I feel like I'm gonna crap out right around that 12 o'clock.
It's gonna plummet live on
12
Level
o'clock
Up Show.
time.
Do it live.
I will pass out live.
I keep forgetting to put new batteries in this keyboard, and it's the death of me.
How was your week, Andrew?
My week was good.
Tiring. It doesn't. I don't think it was good though, because you had to work a lot.
Yeah, this week we're starting 50 hours a week.
Yeah, it's nuts. Danielle was
Yeah.
telling me that you have to do that. That's kind of insane.
That's the way it goes sometimes, especially when you're in architecture. Sometimes you
Right.
have crunch periods where
Crunch time.
where you have to go in a few more hours. So I've been going in a lot earlier. At least I did, especially Monday, and I went a little bit early today and stayed a little bit late today. Tomorrow I'll definitely have to go in more around like 7:30 tomorrow. But it's either way. Like honestly, it hasn't been affecting me that much. I still feel good, doing well.
You still feel well?
Yeah, I slept from like 10 to midnight yesterday.
Not that long.
And
It wasn't
then
that long.
I came
That's-
down
that's 2
and did
hours.
my
It was
stream.
less than that.
And then after the stream, I set up the show, and then I went to bed at like 4 a.m.
You lied to me then.
No, I didn't.
You told me you got up to get a drink.
I did get up to get a drink at 4:30.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I wasn't lying. I was laying down, I couldn't fall asleep, and it was 4:30, and I was like, I'm thirsty,
Oh
so I
my
went down to get
God.
a drink.
I'm seriously crying right now.
Why?
Because I just don't trust you now.
I didn't lie. You asked why I came to bed. It was 4:30, and I was like, I was going to get a drink.
I built part of the computer this week.
That's true, but didn't finish it.
I didn't get to. We didn't have enough time.
No.
It's been a very, very insane week. 2 weeks. month. Very, very insane month.
Yeah, tell the story of what happened with the computer assemble.
Dear God. All right, so
Thank you for
Who's
the
that?
sub,
Giant
Johnny
PS5.
Blueside. It is half price sub. Sorry, September half price subs. If you are a new sub, it is 50% off every tier, $5, $10, $25, half price on all those tiers, guys. If you're new.
So I get it, and actually I was really happy. Danielle said that she wanted to build it with me. I saw some posts of people that build it with their significant others, and I asked her, and she's like, actually, I was kind of thinking about doing it already. She was like, I was going to ask you. I was like, great. So we get in there, we get ready to do it. I start unboxing everything. We started later than I wanted to in the day, and but believe it or not, she actually built most of it. So I sent the picture into the Discord, and she pretty much, like, any assembly in there was done by her, which was awesome. So we get through, basically, I was building it outside the case just to make sure that, any issues that would arise had I put it all together, I wouldn't have to take it apart again, and freak out once it was all in the case. So I'm putting it together. We get, a couple hiccups, figuring out this and that, for the first time in, 15, 20 years of building a computer, it's natural I'm going to forget almost everything.
Right.
So I finally get it, and I get, everything put on. I get the GPU put on. We have the little minor, like, oh, this should go here. Nope, it goes this way instead. And so I get to the power supply, and I plug everything in. This is where I'm going to test it to make sure that there's nothing fried, nothing weird. And I get everything plugged in, finally figure out how to plug it in. I plug in the power supply, turn it on, and there's lights. And I'm like, okay, so I sent a picture of how it looks. The RAM lights up blue. The motherboard has the one red bar on it. The GPU has the red areas on it. So I see lights on it, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And I plug in the monitor, and I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally it puts up, but it says GPU, there's something wrong with the GPU. It's not sending the signal correctly. And I'm like, okay, so I turn everything off, and I'm trying to figure out what the hell could I have done that the GPU is not getting the right signal and everything like that. So I try unplugging it, I replug the GPU and hit the power switch. Now nothing, no lights, nothing anywhere, and I'm freaking the frick out. Like, I am like.
Imagine if you streamed this, guys.
I don't think anybody on here has ever seen me so stressed in my entire life. There are many people that have never seen me that stressed in my entire life. I almost freaked out, like to the point where I had to control myself and not like yell. It was just that woosah type, like
Bruce Rabba.
Yeah, type moment. And yeah, that was way too intense. So I had to essentially what happened was I don't know. Actually, I don't even know. I don't know
what went wrong.
What went wrong exactly? And I unplugged everything. I replugged it back in. Still nothing. And that's like the secondary like freaking out moment. But then finally, I did something else where I hit it and I hit the ground and the power thing, and suddenly for whatever reason it turned on. I posted.
Yeah.
But this is now a 3.5, 4 hour situation. Total throughout the whole day instead of a 2 hour or less. So. It's been a really.
Hopefully it stays working.
That
you don't even have it in the box yet, right? It's not in the case.
I mean, it's in the case. The motherboard is attached into the case. The GPU isn't in there yet.
Okay.
But it's coming. But there's a lot of other stuff I still need to do with it. I probably have maybe about an hour left of work to get up and running.
Kristen, how you doing? Typing away.
I'm just talking to ghosts.
About our personal life, yeah, I see.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about Evie. He asked how everything was.
Yeah, that's our personal life.
Her thighs are so.
I don't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah.
Her thighs are chunky, it's true. But in a cute way. Very cute way.
Yeah, we're talking later about your bedtime.
I slept from 10 to midnight. I got 2 hours, so technically it was like me coming up at 2 a.m.
It wasn't 2 hours.
Yes, it was. It was 10.
All right, let's not fight.
It was 10 to 11:45.
23 people.
10 to 11:45.
Warm coat. This is Mike's laptop. He let me borrow it because my pink one is horrible.
Terrible. It's absolutely awful.
We should literally just crash it, like with a hammer. Crush it, not crash it. Crush it with a hammer.
Or crash it.
Or try reformatting it first. Maybe there is potential for that thing to actually be decent.
Right, if you would just erase
so
everything
cheap.
except for.
Yeah, I'm just starting fresh on that thing.
It was
or
so cheap
Opera,
though
probably.
that it's just probably crap.
Yeah.
You
were Wonder Mom this week?
I was, yeah, but I already talked about that. One positive thing is I signed up for yoga, and I'm starting tomorrow. at 8 p.m.
Are you?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, don't high five me yet. I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
That was
Thank
not a
you.
high five at all. That was just
Nearly.
touching hands.
So I signed up for yoga, which is cool because I'm really not flexible and my muscles hate me. So hopefully I can do it, and hopefully I'll be relaxed, and hopefully when I come home I'll be like, Andrew, I don't care what time you go to bed.
You should try to get Danielle to do that.
Yoga?
Yeah.
Honestly, I used to think I wanted someone to do yoga with me, but I think it's one of those things you just...
Oh, that's something you probably want to do.
You just want to do yourself because it's distracting when you have someone else there.
Gotta rock out to that every time.
It's distracting when you have other people there because you're supposed to be like in your own little world.
Right.
And then like you just kind of feel like you have to entertain. So it's just better to do it yourself.
I get it.
But that's about it. Just being Wonder Mom. Gotta work on being Wonder Wife.
Test.
What was
Who's
that?
got a test?
What was that?
It was a test from I think what from Xonebros. We got Xonebros waiting in the wings for later on in the show. We was our little test in there. That was a creepy test.
Right. That
Test.
threw
I don't
me
understand
off.
still.
So
Our
badly.
special guest later on is waiting. We have him online, ready to go later on.
Through the headphone.
Because his mic came through. He was speaking into his test mic.
Wait, it's hooked up?
Yeah, I can show you. He is over here, very small. That is those guys over there.
Oh, you didn't tell me you were having a guest tonight.
Yeah, we have a guest tonight. We have
people coming over.
Another streamer spotlight tonight, guys.
Oh.
Make extra dinner, set extra
That's
sets
really
on the table.
nice.
Yeah, so guys want to stick around for our streamer spotlight. You guys want to stick around for many reasons. One of the big ones is that we are giving away Destiny 2 in an hour and 23 minutes and 53 seconds. It'll be to anybody that's in the chat. That's how you enter in. You have to do !raffle space 1 to buy a raffle ticket. You have to be in the chat to do that. So everybody watching from the front page right now, come on over. Come on over, baby, to twitch.tv/levelupshow.
Yeah, where's the crazy cam?
I actually didn't hook it up tonight.
Oh. I was going to say show everyone this awesome costume chest that I got.
I mean, if you want to go grab it, you could.
No, I don't want to, though.
No, I don't want to.
But as I was saying, guys, please come to twitch.tv/levelupshow. Come into the chat. Join the community. We have really one of the best communities on Twitch, one of the most positive, one of the most welcoming. You will be welcomed with open arms, so come on over. Enjoy it.
I hate these headphones.
There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in the chat that you can't do on the front page either. You can take part in activities and polls and all different kind of stuff, and Mike's being weird and creepy.
I was trying to welcome them with open arms.
You were hitting me in the face is what you were doing.
That was a plus.
And I think that is what I want to say. Oh, and of course, September. Guys, it is September, which means it is half price on all new subs. So if you're brand new to channel, like so many people will be tonight because we're on the front page, you can sub $5, $10, $25 tier at half price. So if you sub for $25, we get that full $25 sub, but you only have to pay $12.50, which is pretty awesome.
That's pretty nifty.
Wow.
And another thing we do here is that all subs, resubs, pledges on Patreon, cheers, tips, as long as it's $5 or more, really, it'll get you a spin of what we call the prize wheel. There's a whole bunch of shenanigans on there. Even if you host us, if you host us with 10 viewers or more, we'll give you a spin of the prize wheel. And we already got one tonight, didn't we? We had something that come in at the beginning.
Johnny did one too. He resubbed.
No, and then somebody and Johnny
and
did one.
Doug did something.
Yeah.
Of $10 before the stream started, so we're gonna spin for him
Something
too.
else, I think, too, in there.
So we'll do that in a moment. As for my week, I didn't even talk about my week.
How's your week, Andrew?
Finished Uncharted 4. Not Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy. The DLC for Uncharted 4, although it is standalone if you want to play it that way. It's every bit as good as any Uncharted game. Honestly, it's better than Uncharted 1. It's just as good as Uncharted 2, 3, and 4, which are all very equal in my book. They interchange sometimes for me. This one, the pacing was a little different, and that was expected because it is a little bit shorter. It's definitely faster paced than the other ones. Thank you, Neems, for the sub. You're the best. We really appreciate that. We'll give you a wheel spin too. But the combat has been perfected. It's the best it's ever been. Using the rope in combination with the shooting, it felt better than it ever has before.
It flowed far better than I anticipated an Uncharted game to flow.
The open world area, the GATS, I think as they call it in this one, was even better than the one in Uncharted 4. I think it's called the GATS, G-H-A-T-S. Going around searching for those Hoistula tokens and collecting those and doing little side quests and all that. The events take place. I won't talk about like story spoilers, but I will say that Chloe is a great character. They really did add a lot of depth to her as far as her family
Chloe
and her
is
history.
better than Elena?
She's a very different character than Elena. I wouldn't say that she's better. She's not better for Drake. She is a better treasure hunter than Elena would be.
Overall,
that's for sure.
though, like encompassing of everything, all her traits. Would you
She's
say
a more
that...
enjoyable character than Elena because of her quips and all that kind of stuff. Elena, together with Drake, the foil there, the you know, the complexity of that relationship because of how far Drake goes specifically on Uncharted 4 and all that kind of stuff, that makes for a great story, which is what makes Elena a great character. But if you're just looking for a fun, quippy, badass character, Chloe is that character. And Nadine in combination with that. Although I will say Nadine I felt was a little underutilized.
Yeah.
But when they were really working together and they had the melee combat and those story beats that really combined the two of them, those were some of the best moments. They had a very Last of Us-like moment, giraffe-like moment in the game that was really special. That's just something like a hallmark of Naughty Dog at this point. Like, I was just like, these guys knock it out of the park every time. And I think it also shows this one was Neil Druckmann's story entirely. It shows that even though everybody expects Neil Druckmann to be like super dark and all this kind of stuff, no, he doesn't have to be. And that doesn't mean that The Last of Us Part 2 is going to be this super dark, somber, like over the top, negative storyline.
Last of Us 2 is going to be very somber.
The theme is hate, so yeah, I think we should expect it to be pretty dark. But that being said, like, the guy is capable of doing lighthearted, positive moments, and I think that The Lost Legacy shows that. So excellent game, especially if you can get it for cheaper than $40 like I did. I got it for $25. This game is worth $40 though, in my opinion. It's 8 hours worth of content.
You like shop for games like that are discounted, but not usually like other things in life?
He didn't. He got this when it was the
It was
$20 season pass.
It was a walk around or like a loophole that they had.
Right.
When they first revealed the DLC, it was going to be a part of the season pass for $25. But then as time went on, they realized they were making a much bigger game than they originally expected, so they raised the price up to $40. I hadn't bought the season pass at that time, but everybody's like, "Hey guys, the $25 season pass is still available at Best Buy. Buy it now for $25, and you'll still get Lost Legacy for $25 instead of $40." So I did that. I didn't think it worked actually, because I tried to activate the code after I bought it from Best Buy, and it said it wouldn't work. And I tried to get my money back, and I couldn't get my money back. And I was like, I guess I'm just not getting Uncharted Lost Legacy. I was like, I'm just not going to get it.
Was this when Evie was born?
It was a while ago. Yeah. And then I was looking on the PlayStation Store when Lost Legacy released, and I was like, I can't believe this mess up. And it said download now, and there was no purchase or anything like that. And I was like, this is weird. And I clicked download, and it downloaded, and I was like, holy crap, it worked. Got it for $25. So I was really happy about that.
The best feeling for me in the whole world is when I get a good deal on something. It's the best high, the best natural high. I will talk about it forever.
Nothing excites her more than getting deals.
No, I believe. Trust me, I believe this. Danielle's very similar in the same way. Like she follows this like Facebook group for like glitch deals and everything like that. I actually got one that she didn't realize, but there was a thing for the Best Buy anniversary event that they had like a few weeks ago, and it was like the Corsair wireless gaming headset, which I don't care about, but people were posting that you could get it for $10, and I'm like, how does this make sense? And essentially what they did was, it's a $130 headset, and they were going to discount it $60, but for Best Buy members only. But then they decided to open up the deal for everybody on Best Buy's website, so there was a code for Best Buy members to use. But then they discounted it down to $70, $69.
Yeah.
But the code for $60 off the full price of the headset worked, so it stacked. So I ended up getting it for $10.
It's a good feeling.
Oh, and I got the Steam Link too.
Yeah.
That was really nice too, which I need to grab before I leave.
It is exciting. I will give it to you.
Can I talk about one more thing?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Of
Always.
course.
So the other day I found a rock.
A pet rock?
No. It had a hot dog on it.
Rock lobster?
No, it was a rock and it had a hot dog painted on it.
Oh yeah, that's like.
Wait, I was going to talk about that.
Okay.
And I was really confused. I was like, oh my god, why is there a hot dog on this rock?
I don't know about this.
Apparently, I don't know if it's in other places. That's what I wanted to ask people. People like get these rocks and they paint on them and they hide them throughout where they live, like a park or something.
Okay.
And you're supposed to take pictures of the ones you find and post them on this website on Facebook, on this like link. And it's just cool because you see all these like rocks that have painted. You never saw?
No, I haven't heard about this
originally
at all.
like months ago.
Does anyone else have
thing.
that where you live?
It's countrywide at this point.
Really?
or near it.
How
yeah.
do I not know about this?
I
I
don't
didn't
know where
about
it
until I
started,
saw the hot dog
but
rock.
for our local town, it's called Township Rocks.
Oh, okay.
But like it's basically like you're supposed to just do it just for fun little goofy things. Like so a lot originally I think it started as like positive messages written on the rocks, just left in nice places.
That's
like,
cute, I
randomly.
guess.
Yeah, it was just like cool little.
So you
weird
saw one
culture
actually in
phenomenon.
person? You saw it?
The girl
If you
across
go
the street,
shopping
apparently,
everywhere, yeah.
she drew a hot dog on it because I was like, oh my god, guys, look, I found this rock. She's like, oh, my daughter did that one.
Okay.
Crazy, like, since my wife came home with one of those. So how
The
cool
tag
would it
is-
be? You could advertise for the Level Up show on a rock and just leave it all over
That
town.
is true. We could do that.
We could.
We should do that.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, Vitak was saying it's kind of like geocaching. It is, but in the sense of like geocaching has like hidden areas that you have to go find, whereas this is like everywhere. You'll see like 5 or 6 at like the Acme,
Right.
or like a few at Wawa, and someone just said they saw one at the ice cream parlor. Like they're all over the place, everywhere.
It's big in Southwest Missouri and Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That feels like the type of place that would be big into rocks.
Yeah.
Why? Why can't we like
I don't know. It
rocks?
just feels like that.
Well, I like
Arkansas
rocks.
especially. Guys, we're going to do some prize wheel spins for all these subs coming in, but real quick, I want to say we got over 100 people in the room. The highest that we've hit ever was last week. We got up to 2,075 viewers. We are on the front page, but you can help even further than that. If everybody in the room right now were to tweet us out, tweet at Twitch, try and get them to retweet us, if everybody were to do this at the same time right now, we might get an extra boost and really get up in numbers tonight. Let's see if we can beat 2,075 viewers and get a lot of people in the room so that we can have a big pool to give this game away to, Destiny 2, later on in the show.
Right.
Dustin wanted me to remind you that I think you owe him a wheel spin.
Dicolonius
okay.
Games, I think.
Yeah.
Dicolonius Games?
Isn't that
Yeah.
Dustin?
Yeah, he decided, no, Dicolonius Games is Jose. He's right. He chose not
sorry.
to spin the wheel during the game stream. I guess we'll do that one first
Smart.
then, because he was a few days ago. This one is for Dicolonius Games, who I believe resubbed during one of my game streams and decided to postpone it until
That's
the show.
Jose.
Jose!
I just realized, are we doing Destiny after the show?
We are doing Destiny after the show.
How are we doing that?
Mike, costume chest. Kristen, reach into one of your new fangled drawers and choose something for Mike.
What does that mean? I'm from Missouri and I don't like Drew. What?
I'm sorry.
I don't know what that
Split
means.
me
Maybe
Is that
because
be-
you
is
said
that
that
because you-
Missouri is pro.
They like
Because
rocks?
I associate Missouri with rocks. Is that why? I'm sorry. I apologize.
There's rocks everywhere. Do you mean because they have mountains and crap?
No, because Drew said like.
It's Bryce. He's
Yeah.
he's joking. He's good.
So Mike gets a costume?
Mike
yeah,
is a
that makes
costume.
work.
Andrew, Missouri.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
This one. Who was first? This is for Doug.
Doug.
Let's do Doug because he did something worth $10 before the stream even started.
Just this?
Yeah, I
Oh,
like it.
mystery bag ad goes to Silas.
No, wear it as an actual tie, like Barney and How I Met Your Mother.
What is Doug's full?
Silas something.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to wait.
No, SpongeBob tie.
I don't know what his full name
Like
is.
this?
I need to know his full name.
No, around your body.
Around your chest, your
Around
neck.
your neck. Tie your tie on your chest.
Next up, Johnny Poolside. This one is for you.
Like this?
Yeah, use it as a bra.
That works. Do that actually.
Use it as a bra.
This is.
Oh man, I'm doing an old man Andrew tonight during one of my stories.
Gotta wear it.
And Neens, thank you so much for your sub tonight. Really appreciate that. Half price sub. I believe it's your first time subbing, so half price for you. Thank you so much. Half price for you, Neens. Good for you, Neens.
Hey, half price is awesome.
Oh, I thought she was getting
Half
1 month of
price is
special thanks,
best
but
price.
she does get Video Game Magazine.
This thing is
It
huge.
is Video Game Magazine Day, guys.
I have not had a tie since my beard was this long.
All right, I'm reaching into the
Very
pile, guys. So I have hundreds of video game magazines from back in the day, and I've held on to them over time.
For
So
God
we
knows
reach
what reason.
into my bag. It's actually more like a crate of tons of magazines and see the history of video games.
It's a shame that you can't get
Oh, look at this one. This is a good one.
Nice.
Not too old, but this one is from, let's see here if it has a date on it anywhere.
2011.
I mean, it's probably from 2011, right? Around there?
March 2012.
March 2012,
Damn.
it is. I'm going to zoom in for you guys so you can see this beautiful cover here. It is Game Informer's special on The Last of Us.
The journey thing's in the way.
The journey thing's in the way. I wonder if it's a review. No, it looks like it's just a feature on The Last of Us. Let's see here. What do we got? Oh, it also has grading the PlayStation Vita. Is that when that
That's
came out?
pretty
You
entertaining.
don't even use your Vita.
I don't. I'll be honest.
Do you
I do
not like
not.
it?
I sold mine.
It's a very well built handheld.
But they just doesn't have a lot of support.
It has a bunch of indie stuff, but
Well, why does it feel like every console just is disappointing? Like they're just so.
that's not true. I love the PS4.
He loves the PS4.
No, like handheld things.
I think I'm just not a handheld guy, to be honest with you.
No, absolutely.
I think that's
How
what
much
it comes
can
down
you sell
to.
that for then?
About $100.
It's probably about 100. Yeah, I would think about 100.
Why
That's what I
not?
got for mine.
I'm
Why
not
don't
sure
you
I
sell
want
it?
to. I don't know if I want to get rid of it.
Or do what were you gonna do with it? Collect dust?
Maybe, I don't know. I just like having
Wait,
it.
look at this old design.
Yeah, I remember that artwork for Joel. This is what Joel looked like originally there.
Oh, I
You
don't
like
like
him?
it. I like other
No.
Joel.
Other Joel.
I like real Joel.
I'm gonna zoom in real close on this one. Let's get up close and personal. All right, this was the original design for Joel there.
Not
looks
that
like,
he's bad. I just prefer real Joel.
He looks like a knockoff Norman Reedus.
He does. You're right. He does look like Norman Reedus. You're right. You're right. 5 years ago, it does not
I can't believe
feel
that
like
was
5 years ago. Over 5 years ago, right?
You played that when we lived in the apartment, I guess.
That was the final year of the
Danny
PS3,
is
right?
7.5.
Wow.
So keep that in
That's
perspective.
insane.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mass Effect 3 is it a review? No, it's a preview, I think. I was gonna say 5.
Right.
No. Let's go to the reviews. The top reviewed game of March of 2012.
That's not it.
Kings of Amalur got a 8. Soul Calibur 5 got an 8.5. Ooh, Never Dead. I haven't even heard of that. Got a 4. Jack and Daxter Collection with a 9.25. That's solid. That might be the game of the month here. Yep, Game Informer Gold. I think that might be the game of the month.
Would you mind if I did a real quick special shout out?
Special shout out from Kristen.
Review Guy's grandmother, who I love, even though I never met her, I just love that she's watching this,
That's pretty cool.
is here. Isn't that so cool? Hi, Review Guy's grandmother.
Hi, Grandma Review Guy. And I always like to look at least one advertisement from back in the day. This isn't that old, though, to be honest with you. So it doesn't feel like a blast from the past in the way some of them have.
No.
But we got Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City
My God,
was
what
the
a
back
terrible
cover.
that game. What a terrible game that
Yeah,
was.
back cover for this issue of Game Informer. And that is March
8.5 is killing it.
2012 in history of gaming, guys.
Hey, Sharon. Her name's Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
How sweet is that she watches this? Oh my god, I love it. I love her.
8.5, killing it. Luki Mia knows the history of Level Up. That guy. You can
Yeah,
tell.
I believe it.
Yeah, he does.
So that's a
Neen says, I'm a
deep
huge The
cut.
Last of Us fan. You have a hard time finding people that aren't a fan of The Last of Us, if they've played it.
Right.
I don't think I've met anybody that played The Last of Us that didn't at least say it was a great game.
I like
No,
watching
actually,
it.
I have a couple, and I
Really?
I cut all ties with them. I said I do not want to continue this.
I'm not talking to you
conversation
anymore. You've been
further.
cut out.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, The Last of Us is probably in my top 10, I would say.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah, probably my top 10 of all
I think
time.
it's the most influential story-driven game of all time.
Yeah, it definitely changed things, for sure. Shame. That is true. All right, do we have any other wheel spins? Well, we had, for Silas, we were going to give a mystery bag ad, which I can't do at the moment. What else was there? Did we miss? I think we're good
No, I think
You were
otherwise.
gonna have to do Old Man Andrew.
Old Man Andrew,
Yes,
later on the show.
that's
I have
what
to
it
do
was.
Old Man Andrew. All right. But what we can do right now is we can move on to the official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called The Level Up Show Has No Game.
Are you ready?
Sharon plays Pokemon.
Does she really?
I wish. How cool is that to have a grandmother who can do that stuff with you?
Thank you.
X1 Bros with the sub. We're going to do that before we get into the Has No Game. Might as well knock that out right now. Thank you so much, Dave,
Knock
and all the
it
guys
out.
from X1 Bros. That includes Jordan and Mark as well, of course. You guys are the best. Appreciate you.
I was gonna type to someone, but I forget. Sorry if I forgot to type back to you.
What do we got here?
Mystery bag.
Oh,
ball.
never mind. Mystery bag add to all. So, guys, the mystery bag is something you can dip into once you have a ticket, and you can add things to the mystery bag. It can be quirky, fun items. As long as it's appropriate, we will keep it in the mystery bag. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give a ticket to everybody to utilize mystery bag add. And there's a few people in the room that know how to do it, so just keep an eye on the chat to see how it's done.
Nope, ticket.
Tickets.
E.T.
It's very long, drawn out command.
Nope. Bag.
Bogey, come say hi to
Because of
everyone.
my keyboard. It's so
Uh-huh.
nice.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Oh my
keyboard.
god, can I quickly share the story about Bogey?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my god. A few nights ago, I let Bogey out to go to the bathroom right before, I go to sleep, which is what you do so they don't pee themselves during the night. You let your animal out. He went outside on the deck, and I went back in the house. He stared at the door like this. He would not take his eyes off of me. He was frozen. And next thing I know, I literally thought he was having a stroke. I thought something had happened to him. I just had said to Andrew, I'm not even kidding. I don't know what happened to him. His butthole literally was going like this.
While just staring blankly.
And he's staring blankly at me in his
So
butthole.
wait. He's shooting blanks?
No,
No.
he's just pulsing.
His butthole, the skin around his butthole was going like this, like a heartbeat. And I literally didn't know what was going on, and I was so freaked out.
She thought something was wrong with him. She's like, Andrew, I think something's wrong with Bogey. And I was like, what's wrong with him? He's just staring.
And
No big
I was
deal.
like, Andrew, I really think he's having a stroke. And then he moved, and I was like, oh my god.
He probably just didn't have to poop, so he was trying, but he couldn't do
But
it.
he was standing on the deck staring at me blankly, and his butthole.
I love how most of your stories revolve around poop.
I don't
or
understand. I wish you could have seen it. His butthole.
She's like Tina from Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
I've never seen a dog. Like, it was the creepiest thing. It was so creepy. It was so funny, though.
Anyway, as we were about to do, and we kind of are already, non-gaming portion of the show is called The Level Up Show Has No Game.
On the spot.
Go through 3 non-gaming topics at 2
Oh.
minutes each. Are we ready, guys?
I don't know. Are you ready?
I'm always ready, because I make this show. First up tonight in Has No Game. Big story. Well, first off, before the big story on Star Wars this week, we got some information on what happened to Colin Trevorrow, and also kind of what happened to the guys that were working on the Han Solo film, Lord and Miller. IGN wrote, quote, this is from Kathleen Kennedy, he had an egotistical point of view, and he was always asserting that. If you rub Kathleen Kennedy the wrong way in any way, you're out. You're done. A lot of these young new directors want to come in and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. A lot of these guys, Lord and Miller, Colin Trevorrow, got very rich very fast and believed a lot of their own hype, and they don't want to play by the rules, which a source notes is something Kennedy simply will not tolerate. So these guys wanted to put their own stake on Star Wars, and I think that's just not something you can do with Star Wars. You know, Star Wars is something that's very regulated.
I think what sucks about it is the Han Solo film is, in my opinion, absolutely unnecessary. So I'm not sure why.
Potentially, we'll have to wait and see. You know.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it is unnecessary. Whether or not it's a good film is not anything I'm debating. I'm just saying it is completely unnecessary. I am perfectly okay with my Star Wars knowledge and consumption without a Star Wars film being made. And I can say the same thing for the Jabba the Hutt film and the Yoda film. I could not care less about those two. That said, what's his name that was going to do episode 9?
Originally it was Colin Trevorrow,
Yeah, I have no faith in anything he does.
So I put together this poll before the news came out today. I was asking who should direct Episode 9, but it turns out we actually already know. But you guys can still post on who you wanted to direct Episode 9. We know now that it will be J.J. Abrams once again doing Star Wars. He is also co-writing it with Chris Terrio. He is known for Argo and, unfortunately, Batman v Superman. But let's focus on Argo. Great job on Argo, Chris. So hopefully he brings that to Star Wars Episode 9. How do you feel about this? J.J. Abrams coming back.
I have no problem with it, and I don't understand the dislike hype that is found around this.
It's done that thing, Star Wars Episode 7, where everybody loved it at first, and now it's cool to hate it. I don't think it was I didn't think it was amazing, the best thing in the world, but I thought it was a very good Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Moving on to other news in film. Don't forget to post in the poll, guys. We'll show that in a moment. But with Blade Runner 2049 looks great. Got Denis Villeneuve directing that. Great director. Directed Arrival, which Kristen, that's one of her favorites. But he brought Jared Leto in for this film, who's kind of the villain of the role. But what's really crazy is that he plays a blind character, and in traditional Jared Leto fashion went all in, method acting, and he spent the entire production of Blade Runner 2049 wearing blinding contacts that wouldn't allow him to see, and actually had to have a partner next to him at all times guiding him around. That's how serious he took the role. Do you think this is like too much?
I don't know. I like it. I respect it. And it's the same reason I respected Heath Ledger. Like, he was the same way. He was a character actor. He got into his roles. And Johnny Depp is the same way as well. And I respect that. That to me is talent. That to me is dedication. Because not only is it not easy to do these things, which is where it requires talent. Dedication is. Oh yeah.
What?
It was Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, Ryan Gosling was playing the main character. I was like, who Ryan?
Ryan who?
Yeah, this looks really good. I would like to see this with you.
I'm bored with it. But I respect it. I think that's actually really cool when actors do that. You know, I like.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. It's definitely dedication. I think it can be a little worrisome sometimes. In the case of Heath Ledger, some people do think that it led to his downfall, although that's argued. I know his sister came out and said that wasn't the case. And that
I've looked into it enough to say I think it definitely coincided in a bad way, and it added a bad sense, you know, bad aura.
Potentially, yeah. I think it's something you need to be careful of when you
Right.
take on certain roles. Diving just head first into that character and really embodying that character entirely can be dangerous depending on the mood that you have to, you know, take on. But I think I love Jared Leto. I think he's a great actor. Go ahead.
Ryan Gosling just gets better with age.
Yeah, like a fine wine.
He does.
And lastly, going over to television, Amazon CEO has created a mandate. Sent out an email to everybody, company-wide, give me Game of Thrones. Pretty much, no, not that he wants to take Game of Thrones away from HBO, but he is saying we need to figure out what is the next Game of Thrones phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
What is going to be the story that we can bring over from books or whatever and turn into the next Game of Thrones phenomenon. Let me see if there was something here.
Well,
you
don't know. You just don't know.
Camera remote.
The camera remote? Yeah, sure.
Who are you talking? Wait, what guy wants to do this?
This is the CEO of Amazon. Of course, they have Amazon TV.
Wow, so Amazon is powerful, yeah.
Like Man in the High Castle, right? Man in the High Castle. Haven't seen that at all myself. I heard it's great.
Yeah.
That is probably their most successful so far, but nothing like Game of Thrones.
Nope.
What did Amazon start out as?
What do you mean?
Do you want to talk about it later after this clock
bookstore?
runs out?
Yeah, let's talk about it after the clock runs out. I just want to read off what he said here. I do think Game of Thrones is to TV as Jaws and Star Wars was to the movies of the 90s, or sorry, the 70s. It'll inspire a lot of people. Everybody wants a big hit, and certainly that's the show of the moment in terms of being a model for a hit. The thing is, like, that's not something you can just be like, give me Game of Thrones. There's really, like, I don't think anybody expected Game of Thrones to be what it was. And that first season was successful, but you can look at the trajectory of that show. It climbed steadily season after season after season. It didn't start off as this like major phenomenon right from the very beginning. It did build towards what it is now.
Yeah.
So you can't just be like, give me Game of Thrones, we're going to get this on the first season. It doesn't work that way.
The hype just got drawn in. You can't. I mean, that said, I understand what he's getting at.
Yeah.
You know, he wants something Walking Dead style, something,
Sure.
you know, like that. And with Game of Thrones ending, I think, you know, that was a good hype train driver.
Do you guys think there's anything like that's coming to your mind? Chat as well. People in the chat, let us know. What do you think is a property that could be as big as Game of Thrones?
Teen Mom!
There you go. Not HBO, Amazon. Take Teen Mom. Clearly. That's the way to go.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Before they were Teen Mom, how they got to be Teen Mom.
Like a book series. Like, what's a book series that you think like has potential to be huge?
That would involve you actually having to read.
The Dr. Seuss anthology.
Dr. Seuss.
I'm the wrong person to ask. I have no comment.
Calvin and Hobbes TV show.
I thought like something like Preacher could have done really huge, but it's only doing decent.
It's
for
only
AMC.
okay.
No, I never got back to it. I want to get back to it.
I think I refused to watch it, didn't I?
X1 says Spellmonger. Haven't heard of that myself. Another one is Why the Last Man. I think has potential to be really huge in a Walking Dead type way. Not
Weren't
Game
they
of Thrones
talking about
way.
making that already?
They did. I thought FX was picking it up, but I don't know if it fell through or what. But I do think Why the Last Man has potential to be a Walking Dead type success. Maybe not Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones that's a high bar.
What the heck just
Unlike
happened?
any other. What happened?
What do I click?
What'd you click?
I didn't click anything. How do I open this back up?
Click on Chrome? Maybe?
Nope, wrong one.
This one?
Safari? That one. There you go.
Oh, it's back.
Max confused the hell out of me too. X1 says it's like adult Harry Potter.
Interesting.
Spellmonger. I haven't heard of it actually. But that's what's cool is Game of Thrones was one that nobody heard about either. Like Game of Thrones started in the 90s, maybe even the 80s. I can't remember. He's been writing those books for a very long time, and then Game of Thrones started, and everybody's like, I've never heard of this before. Like, what is this? It's like it's been around for like almost 2 decades. Like,
right.
You know, it's not like it was coming out of nowhere. But that's the case. You have to dig deep sometimes. It might be something that you're not expecting. That's going to take off and be huge. You got to think outside the box, Amazon. But anyway, that is the Has No Game for tonight. You wanted to say something, though.
No, I just wanted to know how Amazon became so massive.
Sounds like Mike knows.
I mean, depends.
Like, what did it start out as? Because now they're going to own TV, grocery shopping. I buy everything on Amazon Prime.
It started as an online reseller of books, and then just grew to start selling other things.
That's unbelievable.
Profited. As wholesale. Hey, Bob, I can read what you're saying. don't care though. But no, like I can see why it's weird, but like it took them a long time to get to where they are. Like
Yeah,
it didn't
that's
just like
good.
happen overnight. And realistically, their approach to business and everything is a little bit different than other people. Like he hasn't posted
Well,
a
successful.
traditional profit for his shareholders in quite some time. But yet at the same time, it's one of the most successful companies, which makes it pretty unique in its own. I mean, that's a whole economics, conversation. But
Yeah.
it's
Yo, you can go. Yeah, Ghost is saying grocery shopping. Seriously?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
they've
called
had that
Amazon-
for a little
It's called
while.
Amazon Fresh, right?
Right.
Yeah, they've had that for a couple of years now.
And they bought
It's doing
Whole
really
Foods,
good,
right?
and they just
Yeah.
finalized their deal. And it was weird because it was like a very hush-hush thing, and then all of a sudden they were like, "Hey, we bought Whole Foods, and it's gonna start launching in like a month or 2 months or something like
That's
that."
wow. That's crazy.
So,
They're gonna
yeah.
be the next Disney World.
I mean, they're pretty
Amazon
big.
land.
Believe it or not, just so I mean, I don't know. A lot of people don't realize like their tech department runs the background of like big there's a lot of industries that have their computer services run through architecture built by Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger than we think.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Their hand is in a lot of cookie jars. Anyway, let's keep moving on here. Kristen, your segment, of course.
Don't talk back, Mike.
Huh?
Don't talk back.
I didn't say anything.
I know you're thinking about it.
What?
I don't like
Nothing.
negativity.
Nothing.
People are dumb.
You don't like negativity. This guy says he doesn't like negativity. My God. Community question of the week. Guys, we are going to move on to the community question of the week. Every week, we post a question on our Discord at discord.gg/thelevelupnetwork. You can go there, go to the channel, answer the question, and you might be featured live on the show here. Kristen is going to take it away. Go
This
ahead.
is a lot to read.
Is it?
Only the first one. They're mostly short besides the first one.
I gotta wait.
No, you don't. You go. Just do it. Go.
Just start.
Go. Community question of the week. What do we got? What's the question?
What do you expect or hope for from the next generation of consoles following PS4, Xbox, Switch in terms of power? What is it?
Xbox One. Good enough.
No,
How
I
would
like
I
it.
know
I think it's
that?
funny.
Yeah, how would you know that?
In terms of power, games, catalog, and unique features. Before I continue, is there anything else that I should know?
Anything else you should know about what?
That I'm gonna mess up.
No, you're just
No,
reading the
it's always
responses.
funny.
as
I
you've
never
done
heard
every
anybody
week.
say Xbox O.
Well, why is it not spelled 1? It's 2 extra letters.
I'm surprised. I don't know why Andrew didn't put a 1 there instead of a O.
That's usually how it's abbreviated as XBO.
Where is it ever abbreviated? Like
That's
that?
how I usually see it. How does everybody else see it?
I write it like that, so everybody writes
I'm
it
just
like
saying.
that.
What do you guys see? I usually see XBO.
XB1. I see XB1
I
just
would
like I
say
see
XB1,
PS4.
yeah.
One numerical or
Yes,
one
one
spelled
numerical.
out? One numerical?
Yes.
All right, whatever. You guys say. Moving on.
Diclonius Games responded, I expect the next generation of consoles to be more powerful, but also more expensive because of the leaps in technology bound to happen. But 4K/60 frames per second must be what developers strive for, or at least hit true 1080p/60 frames per second. I see either Xbox or PlayStation going for an all-digital format, while the other tries to cling to the traditional format of discs, but simultaneously embracing digital media. The Switch will most likely stay the same in my opinion, as if their format isn't broken. Then why fix it as they've sold a boatload of consoles since launch? Though I could see Nintendo embracing the all-digital format one day. As far as games go, Microsoft and Sony will have their usual exclusives and third-party titles, but I see Nintendo pushing hard with third-party devs to get more games that both Sony and Microsoft have, as well as pushing forward with their own exclusives like Mario and Zelda. I see a new GTA on the horizon, at least for the next gen. Wow, that was
There's a lot in there. There was a lot in there. I mean, I'll agree with a lot of it. I think that Nintendo is going to have more clout moving on into the next generation, and they might actually be able to get those third parties on board. It's something that we've been wanting to work towards for the longest time.
The only thing that sucks about the Switch, though, is it shows them that they don't need to have the graphical power.
There's no mods in here.
The graphical power, capabilities that they, other consoles have. So they're not nearly as much of a powerhouse as they, could be, and honestly, in my opinion, should be. But they're focused more on the gameplay, which is fine. But they're gonna hit a limit, and it's gonna be, I feel like, a similar situation with the Wii U, to where they're like, we didn't need it last generation, so we need this one, and that's what's gonna be disappointing.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys, just a warning. I don't think there's many mods in here, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm reading that I don't like. If you are being negative, especially to the person who I was trying to be nice to, you are being timed out, and that is your warning.
Oh, laying down the
Damn.
gauntlet tonight.
Bushhammer. Yeah, where is Johnny?
The Bushhammer has
And
been
Rick
laid
isn't
down.
Lacking
it.
on his duties.
So, sorry, but yes, I'm not tolerating that.
No toleration. But a good response, and a lot in there. I do agree with a large portion of that. I'm hoping, I think a lot of people are undershooting, though, like how powerful next generation is going to be. Typically, it is 4 times at the least as powerful as the previous.
Yeah.
As far as RAM
Yeah, about that.
goes. Like, so if we have 8 gigabytes for the PS4 this generation, I would expect, honestly, 32 gigs next generation. It's usually been a 4 times leap. I'm hoping for 32.
I'm timing Johnny out.
Johnny, I'm timing you out for disappearing.
But still, good response. I'm going to give 5,000 points to Ravenclaw. Good job. I'll take the next one since you seem to be modding right now. All right, moving on. Scoozy has written in, and he said, first and foremost, I want next-gen consoles to release in 2019. No earlier, no later. And that goes for the PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever the next Nintendo system is called. In terms of power, while it's not likely I would like at least 15 teraflops of GPU power in all of the systems, I do disagree with Diaclonius Games about system cost. 400 to 500 USD is the sweet spot for sales, so that's what it will cost, though I hope they can run Star Citizen. I will agree that 500 is kind of that max still, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I think they showed that with the Xbox One X, and being sold out of the pre-orders, confirms that people will buy this. So that's not really an issue anymore. But my concern is with the expectations in this, at least, the 15 teraflops not going to happen.
Yeah, that might be a little too beefy.
Yeah, and also I don't think 2019 is going to happen either. Yeah. Not with the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X just coming out this year at the end of 2017. I would say 2020 at the very earliest. For you,
I'm optimistic on 2019. I will admit.
Really?
And if we're going by the 4 times pattern, I guess 15 is possible, but it doesn't seem like teraflops usually does that 4 times. It seems like the RAM always does 4 times, but teraflops, that's a little bit of a different situation. Like if they were to do 4 times the teraflops of the PS4, what's that, 4.2, getting up to 16.8. That's a lot of teraflops.
Yeah,
a lot of
but
flops
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not for a 2019 release.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It would have to be later if we're looking at that. I'll go for Ming T.
You want to go for Ming T? Going around. Go ahead. You actually have it tonight. Good job.
Ming T responded with, the question implies that there will be a next generation of consoles. I don't believe that'll be the case. I strongly believe that we will now continue with the current generation with yearly incremental speed bumps. I believe that console manufacturers want desperately to have a quicker replacement cycle, and companies like Apple release a $400 speed bump iPad every year, which pretty much runs all past apps, albeit slower. If you look at Microsoft's current strategy, you can kind of see this play out, and you can see games on any model of Xbox, but you'll have an even better experience on the One X. If you want the absolute best experience, then all games will cross-play with a Windows PC. So this is something we've talked about quite a few times. When is the last generation of consoles? But I think actually, if anything, this console generation showed you that there will be another generation of consoles.
I think so too. Yeah.
You see a much larger increase in console purchases. I feel like versus most other generations. You look at the Xbox One X, we're constantly talking about, or the Xbox One in general, saying how it didn't sell as many, but Xbox One is selling, on trend for selling better than previous generations. PS4 better than selling last generations. Switch selling better than the Wii U generation by far. So you see the uptick in console, in the desire for it. But the question is how eventually things will maybe not be modular as much as they will be incremental. Yeah. Which I thought we were going to see a little bit more.
I could see them doing the whole PS4 Pro thing again, which, by the way, I do have a Pro. To the person that asked, that was jobless. I do have a Pro. I could see them doing that again. I don't know how successful it has been for them. So I think it depends on that. It depends on how successful it has been and their expectations as well. Maybe their expectations weren't that high and they matched them. I will say as well that I believe Sony has come out and said there will be another true PlayStation generation.
Yeah, I believe it.
I'm almost positive they said that.
Yeah.
On the Microsoft end, I think it's been a little bit more hazy.
Murky, yeah.
A little more murky. So not sure on that end, but I'm pretty sure we can talk with Xonebros later about that. Maybe they have more knowledge than we do on the Xbox side of things on that front. But Xbox One X is, in a lot of ways, I think that they are treating that as a new generation.
Yeah.
Just not in the power necessarily. It is a powerful console. Maybe not a next generational leap, but in the way they're marketing it, it really feels like they're treating it as like the new generation.
No, absolutely. Like you said, how they come out with a new iPad, every year, and I feel like that. I honestly do agree. I think that that's a smart business move. Coming out with something like the One X every so often. I don't love the PS4 as much as I respect the Xbox One X in terms of what the power can do. I think honestly the PS4 Pro was a half step in that measure. In comparison to what the Xbox One X delivered.
Yeah.
And I would respect that far more. That said, I think we see this more consistently.
Yeah, I think, again, I think it depends on success, but we'll have to wait and see until next generation. Man, oh man. Taking care of things tonight, aren't you? Putting out fires left and right?
All of a sudden our
I'm
mods
not
disappeared.
doing it anymore.
Okay, yeah, you're better off. Just let the mods
don't
handle
even,
it.
just drop it. Just drop it.
I think you're on D now. Or 4, whatever one it is. One after Ming T.
Split Maniac responded. I think that PlayStation 5... Oh my god, there's going to be a PlayStation 5?
There will be. That's what I was just talking about. I think Sony is going to do it.
So how much is that going to cost? Are we going to sell all...
I'm hoping it'll be no more than 500. That would be my guess.
Then we're going to have like 6 PlayStations.
Maybe we can sell one of the old ones, yeah.
I think that PlayStation 5 should have a Ryzen. Is that what it is?
Ryzen 5.
Ryzen 5 1600 GTX 1070 and 16 gigabytes of RAM or something close. Also, I think that the Xbox, whatever it will be called, should have the same thing, and this is if they come out in 2020.
See, I think if we're going to 2020, it definitely needs to be more powerful.
It's going to be more than that. You figure what I just am putting into my system is more powerful than this.
That's not even the best GTX right there.
No.
It better have holograms and stuff.
Yeah, seriously. I better be able to...
No, that said, I'm going to go with the idea that you were implying it would be their own proprietary pieces, because they don't really use other companies' parts, especially the names of them like that. So, what?
Oh, wait a second. I thought Scuzzy was a Split Maniac.
Scuzzy, no.
Scuzzy, sorry.
Nope. Split Maniac is Split Maniac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like I said, 16 gigs, that is not a big upgrade, especially from the Xbox One X. That has what is that, 12? That has 12 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. There's no way that we're going to wait 3 years to only increase that 4 gigabytes. No way. We're going to go up to 32 at the least.
The problem, Moofy, is that even though it's a gaming console, you have so many programs running in the background. And that's part of one of the issues with console games, is that the background is always running, especially with the newer consoles. So, the Xbox Home, the PS4 home screen, they're always running. That's why you're able to hit the middle button and go right back to it.
Yeah, they're always going to have something running in the background.
So you do need the RAM. But my concern isn't... I mean, with this answer, it's more so just... It's not going to use those parts. And honestly, though, if they use a comparable to those parts, it's going to be behind. Because the current systems run something actually relatively close to what these are already as they are, but because of the way that the architecture is made, it just can't run them as well as the PCs can.
Yeah. And the final comment of the night, who did it come from, Kristen?
Ziploc Bob.
Ziploc Bob. What do you have to say?
I thought his answer was really cute and something that I would respond with. I know this is not exactly answering the question, but I'm hoping exclusives are just console exclusives and we get great PC ports of all games.
That would ruin the idea of the word exclusive
at
that point.
I think we've talked about this a lot before. I like consoles having identity. If we're gonna just have everything come out on PC, why even go at that point? Like, what's the point of consoles? Like, what makes consoles is that they have their exclusives. What separates Xbox from PlayStation is that Xbox has its things and PlayStation has its. And I think a lot of people have disappointment in the fact that Xbox is starting to put all their games on PC because it's removing the identity of the Xbox in a lot of ways.
Right. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of things about consoles that are appealing to most people is the fact that you're not using an actual computer. Now, while you can build a $600 computer that would run, many games, it's not going to look as nice as a, console would. So you have that sacrifice a little bit there, but you can't do as much. So there's always these takeaways, but one of the things is you're going to need a driver to whatever the system is.
Right.
Whether that's, a game, that's like Uncharted or The Last of Us or Halo, or Gears of War, or it's, you know, the idea that you can get a ton of indie and early access games like we saw with PUBG and, you know, games like that. So there's a lot of reasons to get, you know, each type of game playing system, but you need these exclusives to kind of drive those sales. So that would be a very poor business move.
Yeah. But I understand the desire because you are a PC guy. We talked about that on our last stream. You know, he doesn't have the money. I get it. You don't have the money for consoles. You went the PC route so that you could do multiple things, not just play games. You could do other things with your PC. So you want to be able to play those console exclusives. I totally get the desire. I just think that gaming as a whole is better if there is the competition, if there is the exclusivity. Otherwise, it just, I feel like it goes to the wayside and just, I think people start to slack at that point. I think it's just going to become all like meshed together, and it's just not what I want personally from the gaming industry myself.
Right, absolutely.
But thank you for all the responses. I'm going to give, let's see, who was the best tonight?
Ziploc Bob.
Pickle Rick.
I'm going to give 1,000 Ziploc Bob because I understand the sentiment. That one goes to Gryffindor. Who else do we have tonight? Who else do we have tonight?
I don't know. You've skipped all of them.
Scoozy. Great response from Scoozy.
Oh, they were all good. Give everyone points, Andrew.
All right. 5 million points to everybody, and we're going to Slytherin. Slytherin gets all the points. They win the House Cup.
Do they actually get stuff?
No.
No.
It's all fake.
Oh, I thought
Kind
it
of
was
like Whose
real.
Lines Anyway. Points don't matter.
It's all
that
fake.
sucks.
Oh!
Oh, it does.
It's all fake, guys. There are points legitimately in the chat. They're called XP, experience points, and you also have trophies you guys are getting right now by watching us. Speaking of that, everybody watching on the front page, come over to the actual channel, twitch.tv/levelupshow. In 40 minutes, we're going to be giving away Destiny 2 PSN digital code US store. You have to be in the room though. You have to be in the chat in order to have a chance at getting that code though.
That's an
so keep that in
awesome
mind.
giveaway.
It's a $60 game. You know, like it's a huge game. It's doing very well. It's reviewing very well. A lot of positivity around it. And you might have been sleeping on it because you thought it was going to be Destiny 1 again, but
nope,
it's not. It's Destiny 2, and
the
it's a lot
fact that
better.
you bought it and are enjoying playing it should say a lot.
So if you were sleeping on it, now is your chance potentially tonight to get Destiny 2 on PS4.
Can you give away other things like what are they called?
Watches?
Like fitness bands. People would like that.
We could give away whatever we want to give away. We'll have to ship it though, technically.
Right.
Yeah, it'll cost like $1.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that bad. We could.
I feel
The question is how many people want Fitbits though.
Right.
But I forgot to look at the poll earlier. I wanted to see what people had to say about who you wanted to direct Star Wars Episode 9. So let's take a look.
Look at that.
And you guys, wow, a lot of people on here. A lot in the final ones there. We got J.J. Abrams, Edgar Wright, and other. So we've got a three-way tie between the three of those.
And then Steven Spielberg, but no one wants Ryan Johnson.
I'm surprised at that. Ryan Johnson, you know, Brick, Looper, and the best episode of Breaking Bad. Come on,
I
guys.
think he would have been.
We have questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I thought you were.
No, you're fine. What are the questions?
Johnny, you would be able to win the game, but you're unfortunately not paying attention. So.
Is it a digital code or do I get a copy? Can it be signed by Mike?
Digital code.
It's digital code.
That way we can give it to you immediately. No shipping. Literally, the way it will work when we do the raffle is you'll enter the raffle, and after 5 minutes, it will choose somebody and automatically send them the PSN card or code, for you to redeem on the PlayStation Store in United States. Unfortunately, we had to choose a store. Most of our viewers are going to be U.S. tonight, so we had to choose the United States for the store. So keep that in mind. Don't enter the raffle if you are not from the United States. You're just going to waste it.
It's just not going to work.
Why can't Johnny participate?
Johnny can participate.
Oh, I thought Mike said he couldn't.
Oh, well, that's just him being mean to Johnny, is all that is.
No, it's okay, man.
Yeah, he always busts on him.
But anyway, that's interesting. I'm okay with J.J. Abrams. I would have liked Ryan Johnson probably to come back, but we haven't seen The Last Jedi yet. But I'm just going by my appreciation for Ryan Johnson. I think he's a great fit for Star Wars, and I think he's probably going to do a great job, and I would like to see him come back for 3. But J.J. Abrams did a great job, too, with Force Awakens. And I think now that he's going to be able to maybe branch out from what he did with Force Awakens, everybody complains Force Awakens is just rehash of New Hope. I don't think they're going to do that again. I think Last Jedi is going to have its own identity, and I think the final film in the trilogy is going to definitely have its own identity. So,
yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
I don't think we really need to worry about that as much anymore.
Binary Gaming said no PC?
No PC.
How come no PC?
No PC because it's not out yet, for one.
Oh.
We want to give you guys something that actually is out. You can play it now if you wanted. And otherwise, I think that most of our viewers would prefer to play it on PS4. Like, I feel like that's going to be the top selling of the consoles. Or of the platforms, I should say.
No, I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are going to play it on PC.
I think there's going to be more than there was on Destiny 1, because there wasn't Destiny 1 PC.
There wasn't on Destiny 1.
I think it'll do fine. I think it'll sell a few million. Like, I think it'll do well.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that the fact that it is a month later and the fact that it is doing really well right now, a lot of people playing, a lot of positive buzz. I think that a lot of people that might have even been waiting for PC might not be able to wait. Might be able to not be able to be patient and waiting that extra month.
I don't know. I think I see a lot of conversation about if you want to get it now, get it on disc, sell it later, and get it for PC. But realistically, a lot of people are waiting and excited. Heck, even people in our community.
I mean, even if it does get sold back on disc, it doesn't take away from the sales on PS4 or Xbox One.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Especially if people are going PC. It's not like people are going to buy it back up on used game sales. So those PS4 and Xbox One sales will still stay strong. I think it's a question of how front-loaded it is.
Okay.
And like the retention on the hype on that game.
You can take your tie off now.
Thank you.
Oh, that's true. I forgot all about that.
It really sucks that John can't win because he lives in Canada.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about Review Guy. I was like, wait, no, I'm like, Johnny Poolside does not live in Canada.
Yeah,
sorry, Review Guy. But he already has Destiny 2, doesn't he?
Well, he wants he wants Mike's shirt since he can't win.
No.
Not going to happen? Right off his back right now?
No.
Just take it off.
I don't know. Overall, I think you're underestimating the amount of sales that Destiny 2
Like, what are you thinking? Like, how much do you think it's... Let's go like a ratio. Like, that's a good way to do it. I got PS4, you got Xbox One, you got PC. Like, what's
the ratio on PS4 versus Xbox One right now?
I think it'll be pretty close, but I think PS4 will, just because it's pretty much a 2-to-1, especially in overall throughout the world. So I would say it's probably going to be like, if we're not taking into account PC, I think it's going to be like 65-35. PS4, maybe 60-40. 65-35 PS4 to Xbox One.
I would say that PlayStation is going to be likely half of the total grossing sales, with PC being roughly 30-35%.
No, I can't see PC outdoing. Maybe not. I don't even know if it'll outdo Xbox One, to be honest with you.
You are, oh my god.
I'm not sure.
Get out of here.
Destiny 1 sold really well on Xbox One.
Yeah.
So much so that it actually almost tied on PS4. That was at a different time when it was, Bungie was so synonymous with Halo and all that. So I think that did help it out. And also, it wasn't quite as much of a gap between PS4 and Xbox One at that time. But I mean, it did really well on Xbox One.
There's a lot of hype for this game on the PC side.
There is, but like I was looking around, like the Reddit forums and whatnot, and I saw a lot of PC guys saying that they didn't want to get it on PC because they're not sure how Bungie's going to do with PC because they haven't done it before. So a lot of those PC guys are like, I'm not going to take the chance for bugs and this and that, and like I'd rather just get it on console where I know it's going to play well. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, we're talking about total grossing sales. So you can even say with Destiny 2, people were waiting to see what the issues were that people had.
I mean, if
they waited to buy it, and all of a sudden, bam, they jumped in. Look at you. You didn't buy it right away at launch, but you bought it a day or two later because you're like, shit, this is actually doing really well.
That's what I think might hurt it on PC is people like me that could play it on PC. I could have waited. I could have gotten it on PC where it's going to play in 1080p, 60 frames per second.
Why'd you time up?
But I didn't want to.
Oh.
But I didn't want to wait.
Someone undo that.
If anybody can undo, what's his name?
Binary
Gaming, undo that timeout there.
I don't know how to undo it.
I'll just let one of the mods do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to take a guess, I think if we're talking like way after all of the games have released, like let's say like 3 to 6 months later, I would say PC is going to have like 25% of the total sales of PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I think it's definitely going to be more than that.
He's not back yet.
Who?
B1N for trying gaming.
B1N for trying gaming. Somebody will permit him. It'll be all right. We'll get him back. I mean,
I'm definitely saying it's going to be more this way. Like, I think that's a gross misunderstanding.
I think it is time. Like, I'm thinking about this right now. Like, this is one that I would actually be willing to do a slap bet on. I would be willing to. I really do believe that.
Done.
25% or less. I think PC
Done.
in the end.
I think you are.
I think with PS4 and Xbox One in there, I don't see like 1/4. I think is not bad. PC getting 1/4 of everything when there's only 3 platforms. I think 25% is realistic.
I think you are going to see it more than that.
So we're doing this. 25% or less on PC, and I win.
Yes.
How long after release of the PC version?
Ooh, I'm gonna say minimum a month.
I feel like that's too short. You need more time than that.
Okay, I'm fine. I would rather go through the holiday then.
Yeah, I think through the holiday. Yeah,
Why don't
let's
we go
until...
through till the beginning of 2018?
Yeah, I'm okay
So we
with
can
that.
start the new year, new slap.
I'm okay with that. Slap bet has been
Uh-oh.
realized, guys.
Slap your
First
nation.
slap bet since the Joker one. It's been a long time.
Oh my god, that was.
And we had to make that
Great one.
video.
Yeah, gonna have to go back to
It's
Philadelphia.
okay.
and run up the
I'll
steps
go.
again.
I'll make the video this time.
I'll start
'cause I'm gonna be the
slapping
one
trees
slapping.
again in the backyard.
Don't
I'm
no,
ready to
don't
go.
don't tire yourself out for no reason.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. He said.
That's true. I don't want to tire myself out. I got other things to do.
What episode is this? what episode did we just claim this on? By the way.
Yeah, this is 186.
186. All right. Someone remember.
Sorry to X1 Bros. I know we're a little behind on getting you guys on the show here. We could skip Level Update Part 1 and do that after we have X1 Bros on.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, you
But
probably should.
real quick, one thing we do have the first video game giveaway of the night before Destiny 2, and we'll do that first. But Kristen, go ahead.
Oh, you're not giving away you're waiting for 30 minutes to go away.
Destiny 2 is in 30 minutes.
I was just gonna say that I'm gonna excuse myself. I know you're not gonna like that, but
Okay,
I'm really tired.
that's fine.
I'm really tired, and I gotta mom it up tomorrow. And in order to be Wonder Woman, you need to sleep a good amount. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Do it.
And I hope you're all okay with that, because I want to be the best
Yes.
that I can be.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
I want to see this new Pokemon movie. I want to see what it's got.
I have no idea what that is.
They're rebooting it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So doing an alternate, like imagine if Ash Ketchum had said like there's a forest and there's a dirt trail, and then the TV show he went in the forest, well in this one he's gonna go on the dirt trail, and it's gonna basically be a different take on
Okay.
his storyline. And see
I'll
what happens.
I'll check that out maybe.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like for nostalgia's sake, I want
Yeah,
to see.
I
what
would agree
this
with that.
holds.
Yeah. Best mom. Hashtag
That's
best
so
mom.
sweet. They're saying keeping Supermom, best mom.
You are.
That literally is
It's the
gonna
truth.
make my eyes tear up.
She's tearing up, guys.
That would be the third time you cried tonight.
Okay, well then I'm not gonna comment.
What?
I wouldn't be surprised if people could hear that. But anyway.
It's nice to have such positive feedback. I'm trying so hard to be Wonder Mom.
She
I
is.
am.
She is Wonder Mom.
I even leave a little mouse on the steps for Evie, and I hope every day when she sees it, she giggles. It's a fake mouse. Did Johnny really hear that? No, he didn't. Johnny, text me when you heard them. Here, this is not my laptop.
Shut it. You're good.
I don't know if you can just shut Max. I don't know.
Yes, you can.
Wonder Mom, give me a kiss.
I didn't whisper. I lift it. What? Are you going to come to bed at 4 a.m. again?
No.
What time are you going to come up?
I'll be up by like 1 a.m.
And you're going to go to bed
No,
at 1
you
a.m.
won't.
I
I think 1 a.m. is realistic tonight.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. It's already 10:15.
Love you.
Don't care.
I promise.
He won't. Honestly, he won't be up before 2 a.m.
We're gonna play some Destiny
I know
2,
it won't
and
be. I know
Okay.
it won't be.
yeah, it definitely won't be after 2 a.m. I think it probably will be around 1, maybe a little later.
I think it's gonna be. You want to slap bet? I bet you anything.
No,
you're up
I'm
at
not gonna slap bet.
2:30. Yeah, 1:30 in the
slapping it out
morning.
for the night. Enough
Okay.
risks for the evening.
Okay, we'll just try and be quiet then, okay?
We always are.
Yeah,
Okay.
me especially.
All right, we got our first
Good
giveaway.
night, friends. Have fun. Good luck to whoever wins Destiny or whoever wants to win. Good luck.
Yes.
Come on, bud. Let's
Good
go.
night and good luck.
Mike, that's your thing right there.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
So the first giveaway of the night is
Have a
for
good night.
a game that was gifted to us by Kelly Jellyfish. It's called Goner. I think it's called Press. What's it called? Press something or Die Edition.
Yeah.
If I remember right. So
Live
we're
Free or
gonna.
Die Hard.
It's called Press Jump or Die Edition. Very tough platformer. So we're going to start this. It's 100 trophies per ticket, guys, and you can buy up to 10 tickets if you want. So that would be exclamation point raffle space the number of tickets you want to buy. I am putting the raffle into the chat right now for Goner. So you guys got a moment here. Let's put it up on the big screen. Let's see, so you guys can see what this looks like. It looks like a pretty cool game, actually. Very cool graphical style.
Reminds me a little bit of Ori meets Limbo meets Super Meat Boy.
Okay.
Does it not?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Oh, look at this. That's
What
pretty
is
cool.
going on?
This looks pretty cool.
I changed my mind. I
It has like
I have no idea what I'm watching
82
right now.
on Metacritic, so well reviewed. It's on Steam, guys.
I wanna see
So
you
you
play
can
this
redeem
game
it through
now.
Steam. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I actually would have played this if we weren't giving it away.
Andrew regrets his decision, guys. No giveaway.
No, it's done. It's done. It's in the chat. So exclamation point, raffle, space, the number of tickets that you like to purchase. And in 5 minutes or less, that will automatically be given out to the winner.
In 26 minutes, we got a giveaway for Destiny 2.
Yeah, but right now we're gonna skip over level update.
Ooh.
Is what we're gonna do because
Why?
we're gonna move on to our streamer spotlight for tonight. We have, of course, a little video to share for you guys, just like we did last week with Bobo Chat, which was great. I loved having Bobo
I
Chat
like
on
that.
the
He
show.
was fun, yeah.
Very, very nice guy. We got another group of nice guys coming on the show tonight. We're gonna continue doing this. You know, these little streamer spotlights. I think it's a cool way to advertise people that work very hard in the Twitch community, and these guys especially do. Very hardworking guys, very much like us. Check out this video here.
Hey, I'm Jordan the Man XOB.
I'm Mr. McSpicy. Hi, I'm X1. We're the X1 Bros. We are a positive gaming community. We make awesome videos. I love Warfront. It looks really good.
I don't know. We don't know anything about this game.
We're dedicated to bringing the fun of gaming to everybody. I don't know how to help you. I don't know how to help. Oh my gosh. We're all about building a positive gaming community.
And I like games. I don't know.
What do I do
I like
that
games.
makes you think of a peacock coming out of my face?
We know you, you know us, we play together, and we have fun. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit...
The X1
like that.
Bros, let's bring them on the show here. Let me make sure my mic is not muted for you guys. Hold on one sec. All right. Welcome to the show, X1 Bros. They're unmuting their mics as well right now.
Nope. Try again.
Unmute the mics. You're in there, guys. We can't hear you just yet. Can you hear us? Yes, they can hear us.
All right. So we got that one down.
Let me make sure. Let me make sure it's not on our end. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm just gonna make sure that you're coming through the altavoces here.
See, we don't play sports games because we're really used to dropping the ball, and this is just one of those moments, I'll bet.
We're also playing the trailer of the week right now.
Oh,
All right,
don't
let's
do
make.
that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play that. We'll wait here and see if we can get X1 Bros in there. Make sure. Yep, speakers. We're good here. We got you coming through our speakers here. So whenever you guys get your mics working.
We heard you earlier when you did a test, so
Yes, we did. We heard
whatever
you
you
guys.
changed since then, change it back.
Yeah, there was a funny moment earlier in the stream where one of you guys said, test, and it came through, and it was hilarious. But anyway, while we're waiting for these guys to come on, everybody, what's cool about X1 Bros is they actually on a different platform. They're on Mixer. Mixer.com, which is very synonymous with Microsoft, of course. These guys are the Xbox One positive gaming community, and they've been doing this for...
Not to be confused with the dating app Mixer.
For like 3...
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Whoever did the, I think it was McSpicy, do your test. You were like, test!
Boom, baby.
Test. So we got...
You can hear us, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the show, X1 Bros. We were just talking about you guys. We're talking about how you guys are on Mixer and how you guys have been doing this for 3+ years, right, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. About the same amount of time that you guys have been on, because I remember when we started, I would watch you. You guys, Andrew, you were on with the PlayStation. We were like, oh man, PlayStation camera has such cool features. We want to be able to do that, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. But anyway, of course, we got Dave here, we got Mark, and we got Jordan. All of the X1 Bros joining us tonight. Of course, we had Dave on the show probably a little over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. Dave, when was that?
I think it was right after E3.
Yeah, and
it
that
was,
was
it was
great.
still June, I think. It was like the first episode that we did, so it was the end of June.
Right, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, because we talked all about the Xbox One conference, which was a solid conference, and we had a very good discussion with you. But tonight, we want to focus more so on bringing attention to you guys. Like we want to try and get as much of our community, as much of the people watching on the front page right now, to go to mixer.com/X1Bros, because these guys put in tons of hard work, and as they said in their intro video, they are the positive gaming community. They live, they breathe that, and it's such a great thing to see that.
They're like the
in gaming
Bizarro
culture.
version of us. There's one extra.
Yeah.
They are playing on Xbox, and they're on a completely different platform. So it's kind of like the interdimensional. It's like DC meets Marvel for the first time.
I think we're DC.
Oh yeah.
I can probably, I don't know, man. I'm pretty dark and negative all the time, and most of my stuff comes out to suck. So I would I don't know, I could be DC pretty well.
Yeah, there we go. No, hey, thank you so much, guys. Yeah, a lot of people, I think, sometimes misinterpret what positive gaming means. That's been our slogan. Basically, what positive gaming means, we're tired of fanboy wars. We're tired of people taking gaming way too serious. Like sometimes gaming critics take it way too serious, or mainstream media websites. We like positive gaming, and if you're not having fun when you're gaming, then you're doing something wrong. It's kind of the motto we live by.
I don't know, man. Have you ever played Dark Souls games? Because I
I
do not have fun with that.
Not for everybody.
That's when you take a walk. You just walk, just take a 5-minute break.
See, that's
and
not
then
a
go back
game.
right
That's
in.
called a workout, and I don't like that either.
Oh, you know what I want to find out is I want to learn how you guys really got started, because you guys are family. Your brothers, your cousins, you guys are family. Like, how did this all
Brothers
start?
and cousins at the same time?
Mark is the cousin. Right?
That's a little concerning, dude.
I'm speaking the truth right now. Mark is the cousin. Jordan and Dave are brothers. Like, how did this all
All
start?
right.
Mark, take it away. Tell us.
We've been playing games since we were kids together, and we always talk video games. And right about when the Xbox One was initially releasing,
Yes.
we were
Like a month before, maybe.
a month before, we were like, because we have these discussions all the time when we're talking video games. We're like, oh, you play this game? Play this game? Yeah, that's awesome. We're just like, you know what would be awesome? Let's record this.
Let's do a podcast.
Right?
Let's record our discussions, you know?
And then we came up, we could call it the X1 Bros. Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah, and then we just started doing it. It really is as simple as that.
Yeah.
And,
Did it start off like just audio? Like, how did you guys go?
no, so I
We
used
were all
to.
at separate locations.
We were we were all at
yeah.
we were all at separate locations. I used to watch This Week in Tech a lot, and I really liked how they did their setup as far as their podcasts. You know, they did it live, but then they also sent the podcast out how they normally do. And I thought, why not let us do that the same way? And that's kind of how the feel of our show goes. It's just off the cuff. We just record it. I like the live feel, and so it was just a decision. Let's just do it. Press record. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's bang this bad
as
boy out.
tonight, if you listen to our show, just like tonight where we messed up, you couldn't hear our audio. That happens all the time. So
Yeah,
just
whatever.
wait to see how the
We
sound
know
is.
that very well.
Yeah.
Were you guys there? I don't think he was. I
Probably
bet you
not.
he didn't watch. So, do you want to take it?
So when Dave and Dean and Greg left the show, and it went back to just myself and Mike. Mike was already like on the hiatus. He hadn't been on the show in a while, so he was coming back to fill a seat because I needed a co-host. And we had this big skit planned, like this. We thought hilarious skit. We're gonna do a skit welcoming back Mike after his long journey, his walkabout. That's where has he been and all that kind of stuff. And we go through this like 3-minute skit. And then we go to the intro, and I look at the mic, and I realize it was muted the entire time. And at that point, honestly, it was one of those moments where I was like, we're doing it again. Like,
Yeah, we literally reset.
We're gonna do take 2 because we set up this whole skit. We rehearsed this whole skit. Like, we're not gonna not do the skit. We got 20 people in the room right now. We can redo it. Why not?
Right.
So we literally did a 3-minute retake of the skit with the mics on the second time, and it went much better on the second run.
We definitely should have practiced it one more time
Yeah.
before.
The second night went much better than the first night.
We've done that. We've done like a lot of our show before. And so before, when we initially started, we were doing this at night,
Yeah,
like late at night.
late at night,
Yeah.
all on separate, like on Skype and stuff.
Yeah.
And we would record entire shows, and like my computer would crash, and we'd lose everything. So we'd have to go and redo the whole show. We'd have the exact same conversation like 4 or 5 times. If you listen to like episodes 1 through 5 on our podcast,
It's hard to sound excited after.
yeah, we sound bored.
We're so
But
tired.
That's why.
We're so tired.
Well, it takes a while too to like get into that mode. Like
Right.
if we listen to our early episodes, I know I do at least, and it's just like wow, like,
Yeah.
it's just so dry. Like you
A
have
lot
to,
of dead air and a lot
Right.
of like it's a flow and a pattern that you kind of just fall into,
Sure.
and now like you have the spiel off the top of your head for
Right.
literally everything, and to the fact where now he's saying watch us every Sunday, every single Tuesday when we're on.
Yeah, it's
so
hard to
that's
break
clearly
out.
wrong. But you definitely get in the flow, especially like, and I'm sure you guys. I mean, you have your mess ups and everything like that here and there, like we will too. But you kind of are used to, okay, are the mics on? Right? Okay, good. So now we're good. Like
yeah, not even just that, but as a podcaster, you quickly realize that you need to be a little bit of an exaggerated version of yourself. Not to the point where you're annoying, of course,
Not me.
but you can't be totally just like your like lax down to earth self when you're doing a podcast. You need to really exude excitement or negativity, whatever you're going for. You know, if you're like the angry gamer, if that's what you want to go with, like you need to kind of exude a little bit of extra when you're doing a podcast, so people
Why you gotta be
really
so
get
extra,
into
man?
it.
No, absolutely.
You know, we're
Bring
all
the,
extra
bring
here.
the passion. If you don't, so something that I think sets us apart. So not to steal the interview from you, Harry.
Why are you more
David
special
really
than
likes
we
to
are,
talk.
Dave? Go ahead.
David's our look at me.
Yeah.
I'm awesome
Look
guy.
at me, look at me.
No, but I think it's something that maybe people listening might be interested in. Something that sets us apart, I think, is that we all have different interests. So Mr. McSpicy is really into like Dark Souls and platformers.
And Twitch shooters.
And
I like.
Twitch shooters.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like
he
that.
like Overwatch is his big game.
I have
Jordan,
no idea what that game is.
yeah.
Jordan's kind of our MMO expert. Really into like Destiny, The Division, and stuff like that. Halo, he's our Halo lore expert. Absolutely. If you have any Halo questions, he's your guy. And then
Nice.
me, I'm probably the most casual gamer out of us, and I'm into the Maddens and Madden and
sports.
And sports.
Yeah, you like the sports games a lot. We all have different opinions that we can throw around and make fun of each other with, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dave, do you want a part-time job? Because we have nobody here that cares anything about sports.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Like, I try to, yeah, sports ball, and that's kind of the extent that I can, like, cheer.
Honestly, I
That's
mean,
it.
in general, we need somebody that's a little bit more ingrained in the Xbox culture.
Right.
Is what we need. I mean, we have no issues with Xbox. It's just we don't have an Xbox.
Hey, listen, I got the PC coming.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the Xbox right there. I got their entire catalog of games. So, like,
Let's let them
know it all.
rebut that. How do you guys feel about?
You're a funny guy.
How do you guys feel about every Xbox exclusive potentially going to PC? Do you feel like it might take away a little bit from that Xbox identity?
Jordan,
you wanna?
That's a good question. Let me think about it.
No, I like it. I like
no,
it.
I like it too. I mean, exclusives are great and all, but I mean, in the end, the more people you got playing the game, the better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
but I think the only game that hasn't gone full PC is probably Halo right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
the
Halo
one we have
5.
Yeah,
I mean, but we don't know anything
Right.
about Halo 6.
Well, and I think Xbox, we talked about this during E3, but their strategy is not just in the console anymore. It's the brand Xbox, which
Yeah.
includes the Xbox app on your Windows PC. And it's kind of the added benefit. If you buy it digitally on the PC, you get an Xbox copy and vice versa.
Yeah.
So you can
Right.
play essentially wherever you want to play. And I personally really like that strategy. I
Mhm.
think it's great. The more people that you can play, the more people that have access to your game, the better. I agree with
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah.
No, listen, I love hearing that because, and you guys definitely are the most positive Xbox community I've ever heard because every single Xbox fan I know is, this is terrible, we're losing our identity, and it's like, no, dude, you're just sharing it.
Mhm.
You know, you gotta remember, too, at the end of the day, the company that created the Xbox also pretty much brought into this era the PC as we know it. You know,
Yeah.
so you have to understand that at some point that was going to cross, and right now with the interconnectivity of everything, you know, consoles, phones, to the PC side, that was going to happen sooner or later, and the way that they're handling it makes sense because they still have their identity where, listen, you might want to play this PC game, but you can't play it on Mac and you can't play it on PlayStation, so it's still a Microsoft exclusive, which realistically I wouldn't be surprised if we, you know, maybe at some point lose the identity of Xbox as the, you know, name, and it, you know, comes, you know, something more synonymous with Microsoft, so it's one unified platform, you know, across everything, you know, to give that identity there. But
Maybe.
Xbox
I
game
don't
has a
know.
lot of clout,
Xbox
but-
is such a. I mean, it's a big brand.
Yeah.
That would
oh,
be,
it definitely is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like when, what was that? Twinkies when they went
Twinkies, yeah.
when they went down, was it Hostess?
Hostess, yeah.
And everyone
I don't remember that console.
Oh, we're not gonna have Twinkies anymore. And I'm like, calm down, brethren.
It'll be all right,
Love-
guys. We'll still have
get
something to eat
fat
at the end of the
food.
world. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love to get fat. No, that brand is so strong. Somebody's gonna buy it. So, you know,
No,
it's-
absolutely.
You know, I think the Xbox brand is. There's a lot of power there, I think. So I don't. Maybe if something drastic happens in a while, I don't know, but
Yeah, I think
Well,
there was- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, my theory is more so you're going to see the Xbox title become less of hardware and more of software in the same
yeah,
idea
sure,
of
true.
Steam,
I gotcha.
Origin, something like that. to where Xbox is going to be where you go to buy all the greatest.
I mean,
games.
that's the idea potentially in general when it comes to console future. Our question of the week was,
Sony's isn't.
what are you expecting from next gen, new gen, whatever you want to call it? And the idea is potentially, what if it gets to that point where things are apps? What if things are just software, like Steam, like this, like that, and no longer have that identity of like a hardware that you have in your house? I know I think Scoozy was maybe the one that predicted that might even happen next generation, if we want to call it that. I think it's a little too soon, personally, but we're moving on to Xbox One X, about to come out in the very near future. It's, their version of incremental is somewhat in the same way as PS4 Pro, of course, more powerful than PS4 Pro. How do you guys feel about that? Do you think this is the start of a new generation for Xbox, or do you think this is just incremental?
I think it's just incremental. It's a big incremental in the respect that you've had 4K and HDR make a big splash in the TV, in the entertainment industry, right? With televisions, with computer games. Well, computer games, you got to have a ballsy computer in order to do it.
That's actually, that brings up a point. I think where consoles have a edge right now is the HDR capable stuff, because I have a gaming PC. I'm a PC gamer. I'm a PlayStation gamer and I'm an Xbox gamer. I just love to play video games, And setting up HDR on my Windows 10 computer was it wasn't a very fun experience. And there's not a lot of games that support HDR.
Whereas right now with the Xbox One X,
plug and play.
PlayStation 4, it's plug and play.
It's plug and play
for HDR.
And that's been the argument for consoles for a long time, is just plug and play games. So
the convenience factor, and with the price, 4K TVs are so cheap.
They're
right
going
now,
down quick, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, we're sitting here on one right now, the TCL Roku TV that's 4K.
Those ones,
HDR.
especially low in price, crazy.
Yeah,
and it's
$349.
We're looking at one right now. It's awesome. Like I call it the 90% TV. You get 90% power for $350. I mean,
why spend a week?
Why spend another
what was wrong with it?
Another $1,500 to get that 10%. It's a really good TV for such.
I know when it comes to, like, I've looked at articles when it comes to the top range, the mid range, and the low range. I can't remember what the TCL Roku fell into, but it was considered the top of the range that it's in. And I think it was low because it is like one of the cheapest you can get out there. But it's the top of that range. Like, you can't get better for the price.
Yeah.
So
back to your original question. I think we're all in agreement here that we think it's incremental. It's not a new console, and Phil Spencer has said this. He doesn't want any new consoles. Everything from here out is going to be backwards compatible. It's going to be new hardware. I think you guys talked about it earlier, just where you get a better experience. I think Mike mentioned it earlier in your show. You just get a better enhanced experience, top of the line, middle of the line, bottom of the line type of deal.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think that's very true. I think with the Xbox One X, I think that's the closest thing to, and like I said, the thing that I was saying to Andrew before was that the PS4, in my opinion, the PS4 Pro was a little bit of a shortcoming. Like, it was almost, to me, it felt very reactionary. To, oh crap, Xbox, Microsoft is developing this next iteration of console. We debated doing it, but are we really ready for what they are about to deliver, and this and that. That's kind of just what it felt like to me, and that's kind of what I see delivered, where it was when you look under the hood. So that's why many are considering the Xbox One X almost like their next generation console. In the same way that you would consider just like today, the iPhone 8 was unveiled, and even though that's technically the iPhone 7s, whatever it is, it's like a new phone. That's kind of, to me, what the Xbox One X is. In that way as well. Real quick on that TV, McSpicy, how does Brink look on it?
Oh, ouch!
If you were in chat right now in my channel, you would have been banned.
Well, I can tell you who said it, so I just, I mean...
who said that? Who said that in your chat? Is that how you know about that? I hate that game. That's my favorite game of all time. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, real cool, man. Real cool.
Another thing about the Xbox and the future of Xbox that they're pushing right now, and something that's going against what Sony is doing, is this idea of cross-platform play and everybody playing together. And I really feel like that really embodies positive gaming, to finally break away from console wars and fanboyism, and allowing everybody to finally get together and play games together. Something I've wanted from the beginning of time when it comes to gaming. Unfortunately, PS4 and Sony, they feel like they're in a position right now where it doesn't really benefit them as much as they would like. So hopefully someday they'll come around on that. I really do hope that. But how are you guys feeling about that idea? Have you utilized it yet? Is it even able to be utilized yet?
No, I really like that idea. It's just like the idea between the Windows 10 and Xbox, right? It doesn't matter what you have, where you have it, just play, right?
Yeah.
And I like the idea. I mean, Minecraft is probably going to be the biggest first one we get when we got Xbox, Switch, cell phones, computer, right? We got it all.
Tablet, everywhere you want to play, you'll be able to play together.
I like the idea of, hey, wherever you're at, whatever you have, just play, right? I mean, I like that. I just like that.
I like it too. I don't think it's going to happen with. I don't think Sony needs to do it right now. Honestly,
Yeah,
Sony's
I agree.
Sony's so they're so successful right now. Microsoft, it's smart marketing by Microsoft, in my opinion. It's basically saying,
It's like not our problem.
Hey, we want to do it, but they don't want to do it. So it's kind of more of a perception thing there.
Mhm.
But in all honesty, from a business standpoint, Sony, until they're forced to, I don't think they're going to. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them for that either. I think it's smart business. We have people on our system. Let's keep them here.
Right.
As long as we're leading.
We've talked about it a couple times before too, and Sony definitely was in a lose-lose situation. Like that was in my opinion this generation Microsoft's best jab. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, backwards compatibility gaming was a thing and this and that, but really this whole idea of connectivity, especially because it's not gonna the conversation is just getting started about it. There's a lot of casual gamers that are just like, oh, did you hear months ago that they're gonna like connect games and this and that, and once it gets out more and more that the only one you can't do it on is PS4, it's actually just gonna get worse and worse for Sony in that sense. But again, like you said, business standpoint, it doesn't make sense for them to do it yet.
Well, right now it doesn't, but if it does get to that point where enough of the user base is attacking Sony for it, and enough developers, as we've seen with Rocket League and
they're not
Psyonix,
happy about it,
they're not happy about it, and that one really doesn't make any sense. I kind of get Minecraft because you would have to set up a Microsoft account and literally sign into a Microsoft account on a PS4. That's a weird, murky area that I understand Sony doesn't want to get into. But when in the case of Rocket League, there really isn't any reason for them not to do it, besides that they don't want people to be able from Xbox to be able to play with PS4 guys because it doesn't benefit them.
Right, they want the idea of if you have friends on the PS4, go and get one.
Yeah.
Sorry, not my fault.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not my problem, but it could become their problem if there's enough negativity that comes out surrounding it. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I think Minecraft is actually a bigger deal because I mean, we don't play Minecraft that much, but Minecraft is so huge, and since Nintendo jumped into it, I think what was it? And you guys would know better than I, so I might be wrong. But what did Sony say? Didn't Sony say something like it's because we couldn't make sure that it was safe for kids? Or
that was the BS. That was the original statement that they made. I think they made one after that when they got.
That was Jim Ryan, I want to say his name is.
Yeah,
who was the guy who is always tasked with responding to terrible stories.
I feel his foot in his mouth a lot.
I feel bad for that guy. He's always the guy they go to, like, hey, what about this? And then he's tasked with trying to figure out what to say. And he never comes through.
I think long term, because I think the generation underneath us, I think we're all about the same age. I think they're huge into Minecraft and think about like, oh, my friend's got a Nintendo, I've got a tablet, we could play together, or an Xbox. Oh, you have a PlayStation, sorry. Everybody's in Minecraft at that. My nephews, they're all about Minecraft.
My daughter.
That's all they play,
Yeah, that's my daughter's first game,
I think it's an underlying big deal that maybe just isn't at the forefront yet.
No,
I agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's like I said. That's why I said before. I think it's a developing thing, and as it goes on, and as more of this casual audience finds out, and as parents especially, like imagine, like I said, the casual audience, because I'm talking about people I know, like at work, they're like, "Oh, did you get Destiny?" Like, yes, I got Destiny. Like I'm gonna get it this week. I'm sure you are. But like the parents, when it comes to holiday, and Microsoft better get these games running on multiple consoles, especially Minecraft and everything, because once it comes out holiday that they want to play with their friends and you can't do that on the PS4, that's going to really drive those sales. I was hoping that they would have gotten it in, gotten that, but the update hasn't hit yet, because I'm actually waiting for it. I don't play Minecraft almost at all, but I got Danny's been obsessed with it, man. It's kind of cool. Like it's one of those things where you see like almost any picture that Katie takes of her anymore, I feel like she's like looking at the screen for Minecraft. And the other day she's like, "Can we play together?" And I'm like, "No." So like, but like when that comes, I'm definitely gonna roll that out. But parents hear that for the holiday, that's Xbox.
Speaking of the holiday, we're coming up on it. It's not too far away. We got Xbox One X, but at the same time, Crackdown 3 delayed into next year. We do have Forza. Like, how are you guys feeling going into the holiday season with Xbox and their catalog? Like, how do you think they'll fare?
I think.
Go ahead,
So I think the catalog, like the games coming out. I mean, you got Forza, which is going to be a big one, right? I think the games are okay. I do think it was a huge misstep that they delayed, that they have no Xbox One X launch title, I guess
Yeah.
would be the best.
Mhm.
I think delaying Crackdown was I mean, I understand you got to delay it to get the game going good, right? And I prefer that.
Yeah.
But I think they should have moved Forza 7 to launch with the One X or so. You know what I mean? I feel like
or held
they
something
got
back.
You got to bundle something with the
Yeah,
One
yeah.
X. You
Like
know what I mean?
Forza
Like a
doesn't-
big
Doesn't Forza come a week
Forza
or
7
or-
is
is a month
before.
before.
Yeah, I would have
So,
pushed that back a month,
I
even
agree.
though we
Yeah.
wouldn't have that for a month. But that would have. I mean, look at what Zelda did for
I
the
feel
Switch.
I feel
you
like
know?
it was a misstep on their part not launching any big name game with the One X, but
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
So that-
Forza
yeah.
7 is like Digital Foundry when they did their analysis of the power of the Xbox
Mhm.
One X and stuff. They always used Forza 7. It's a beautiful game. It's
Yeah.
a graphic. It's a showstopper. I mean, that's what you show off your graphics with. They could have easily moved that back. I think that
That was
Yeah.
one of the
would've been
big
smart.
issues I had with E3 and Microsoft. They did have Forza there, of course, but that's like the one thing they keep showing off. At the end of the show, like their showstopper moment that they were trying to shoot for was Anthem, a game that's not coming out.
Oh.
Who knows when that's coming out, and is not exclusive to Xbox. Like, why wouldn't you take that opportunity to show off a game that you can't play anywhere else? A game that's going to look amazing on Xbox One X that you can't play anywhere else. I was hoping that they were going to find that game and deliver it this year. As you said, Forza could have been it if it came out at launch. But even so, you know, simulation racing, especially with this one being motorsport instead of Horizon, not like the biggest audience there,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah, it's no Zelda.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's a
Mhm.
niche game. It's a good game. But I agree. Yeah, it's not a Zelda.
I mean, Cuphead comes out this month, or did it just come out? Cuphead?
Yeah,
No,
but that's
September end of this month, right?
Yeah, I mean that's not really holiday.
And
but
that's
that's
not even
not
an
exactly
Xbox
the
One X
power.
launch game, right?
Yeah,
That's like,
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, you could. Congrats, I had a TV in 1950 that could run the same type of graphics. Like,
20p.
right. And real quick,
Oh,
not
sorry.
to cut everybody off, but we're doing
yeah.
the raffle in like literally
Yep.
under 60 seconds. So I want to get that set up and make sure anybody watching on the Twitch homepage, make sure you click our channel. We want to give this game away to any of you, but you have to be in the channel and in the chat in order to qualify. Why don't you go over how they can enter that?
So what we're going to do is we're going
Thank
to put
you.
the raffle in the chat. Thank you so much for the sub that just came in. But we're going to put the raffle into the chat. It's very easy. We made this one simple so that everybody could get involved. All you have to do is have 100 trophies, and to get 100 trophies, all you got to do is follow. So all you got to do is follow the channel to have trophies, and one ticket is all you can buy. It's 100 trophies. So once we enter the raffle, which is going to happen any second now, you're just going to put !raffle space 1. Everybody's going to do that. Anybody that wants Destiny 2 on PS4 in the United States, unfortunately, that we did have to restrict it to United States. You have to choose a location, and I would think that most of the people watching right now are from the United States. So that is the region that it's locked to. You won't be able to get it anywhere else, and it is a digital code. It is. It is. We're not going to ship you the game.
Not done yet. It's not going on yet. I mean, actually, no, it technically is. So we're about to launch it now.
We're
so-
about to launch it right now. If you guys wouldn't mind holding on 1 second, X1 Bros.
Sure.
Yeah, no problem.
We are launching it right now. You should see it pop into the chat. We will double check to make sure it happens. Let's see. Did it begin? It doesn't look like it began. I might have to refresh GatherBot.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a sec, guys. I'm going to refresh GatherBot because it doesn't seem like it entered.
Yeah, and you have to be following the channel to win.
You have to be following the channel in order to have the trophies in order to take part. It does look like GatherBot is running really slow right now. That's the problem. So we're going to refresh GatherBot. That might take a minute or two, guys. In the meantime, sorry, what were we discussing on your guys' end, X1 Bros? Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, no problem. We were talking. You had asked us what we were looking forward to for the holidays, especially with the Xbox One X. And I know for myself, because let's be honest, there's not a whole lot of Xbox One X. In fact, is there any coming out with the Xbox One X? But what I'm more excited for is all of the Microsoft titles or all of the third-party games who have promised to re-enhance their games, go 4K, go with new textures. Games that I'm looking forward to are games like Diablo 3. Diablo 3 on the console does not look that great. I'm really excited to see them make it look more like a PC. Forza Horizon 3 is going 4K HDR. That's already a beautiful game.
I have saved myself for Witcher 3.
There we go.
The DLC. I played Witcher 3.
They announced that they were going to do it. They haven't announced what. But
Yeah,
they're gonna
they
do
said they're going to do something.
Right.
I hope it's Geralt's hair. I want to see those silver locks
Yeah,
just
that
bouncing
NVIDIA
around.
hair
Yeah.
mode. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I get that, and there's a lot of really great support. I mean, Shadow of War is really being pushed for Xbox One.
Yeah,
X, and
yeah, it really
a lot
is.
of people have gotten early hands-on impressions of that. Unfortunately, we didn't. But a lot of positive reactions from that. Like, this is great. And one of the things, and this conversation might get interrupted, I'm sure.
Okay.
But one of the things that, it's an interesting thing because it's kind of going back and forth with concerning to understanding to no, that doesn't really justify it. So I constantly am arguing with myself, and I think I talked to you about this the last time you were on, Dave. But Microsoft's identity right now, and it seems that while they have Xbox has a great identity for great console space, great for gaming, is that their identity? You figure, and I heard this conversation handled pretty well in another podcast. Kind of funny was talking with a couple of people about it, but you have PlayStation, who is we are a gamers console for first party games. This is what we are. We have Uncharted, we have The Last of Us, we have all these other first party titles and exclusive second party titles, and even sometimes third party deals. Whereas Microsoft, they had Halo, they had Gears, they have Forza, and they try to do some of these new exclusives like Quantum Break and everything that don't always work out. But where is that identity, and where is it going from here? Are they going to double down this idea that the Xbox console is a great gamer machine, which they tried to do at the beginning of the cycle and didn't really pan out as well as they wanted to, and now that they don't have a lot of exclusives, it's not really being pulled by that. Like, what do you guys see out of Xbox from here on out?
Sure, I'll be honest. I see that. First of all, I think how they're marketing it is spot on. I think with the exception of exclusives, obviously. So everything I'm about to say is with the exception of exclusives, because I think it is clear they do need to get some big announcements for exclusives, and I think we're all in agreement on that over here. However, the moves they've made since Phil Spencer has taken over. If you remember when they first launched the Xbox, it was all about media. We're going to be this media. They missed connecting with the gamer, and I think it might be little things, but I do think that's their identity. What we're doing for the gamer, whether it be cross-platform gaming, whether it be having the most powerful gaming console on the planet, the best social space to play games with Xbox Live, stuff like that. I do think they're positioning themselves to be the gamer's console, the best place to play video games on the consoles. That's where I think. I don't know. Do you guys agree with me? Disagree?
Yeah, I agree. I agree as far as keeping exclusives out of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, also, good games sell consoles.
I mean, look at Zelda.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
Zelda is a perfect example
right.
of that.
Yeah, and I feel like I prefer. Obviously, I do an Xbox One podcast.
Sure.
I prefer when I play my games. I prefer the Xbox because of the social space.
Sure.
I really think they have a smooth social space and all that. I'm happy. I'm happy with the games that I have on there. I get disappointed when like Crackdown gets delayed. I get disappointed with the missing entities.
Having said that, there are some hardcore games coming out that I think fly under the radar too, just because they're not like an Uncharted or, for instance, Black Desert Online. I think is huge.
That's we were talking about that, you and I think, right?
Yeah. In fact, that's why you're one of my favorite people, because you were like, yes, Black Desert.
And Andrew's like, I don't even know what that game is. I'm like, what the hell is
I
wrong with
remember
you?
from the conference. It didn't grab me because MMOs typically don't grab me, to be honest.
And real quick,
with you.
guys, the raffle is active now, so you see in the chat, it's !raffle1. You have to be on the channel in our actual room. You have to be following the channel in order to have enough to enter. So
everybody's doing it. You guys are doing it right.
So not 50.
You can't do
Guitar
50.
Freak. You can do one. Don't be an ass.
One ticket is all you guys can buy. One ticket.
That's my motto. Don't be an ass.
Right. Oh, trust me, I say worse than that, but I'm not allowed. We're on the front page.
Also, one more thing, since we are at 10:51, guys, we will be leaving the front page in 9 minutes. So once again, come to the channel so that you don't lose us. We'll be on for at least another hour and a half, 2 hours, because we're going to be doing through all the stories still, and we have Destiny 2 co-op that we're going to be playing after the show tonight. So come to the channel right now. Come to twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. Leave the front page. Join this wonderful community here.
Which, if you guys, Xbox One bros, I know you said, who is it, McSpicy is into Destiny? Yeah, if you guys are able to get on there or anything like that, I would love to play with you guys. On the PS4, of course, but I'm sure that's not what you guys have.
Maybe cross-platform will be unlocked by the time.
Right.
Hopefully.
By the end of this show, it's going to be announced. You see Phil Spencer's about to come on.
Let me make a quick call.
One more thing. No, but realistically, and it's one of those things where, and I see that, and I respect that. I love that. I love that they're doubling down on these exclusives, kind of like they tried to do. Yeah, they did it with Sunset Overdrive at the beginning of the console generation. Black Desert Online is great to have. Cuphead is a great, not internal team that turned internal team. Same thing with what's that other indie that you and Dean were like,
Oh,
Googling
well,
over
unfortunately, that was definitely a
Or
milkshake
in the
duck
blind
moment.
forest?
Yeah.
That was
milkshake. That's not with that freaking term.
it was like the very like Blade Runner looking game they showed off at
Yeah.
E3 with like
Oh.
really crazy art style. I think it was called like The Last Night or something like that. Or
I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't
Thank
remember.
you, Guitar Freaks.
Oh,
what was it called? I can't remember. It
The
turned out that the
two-
guy had some pretty terrible comments that he had made
Yeah.
on Twitter several years ago,
It
and
wasn't as
unfortunately
bad,
put
but
a
it was a
damper
weird
on
thing.
the whole thing. But it does look beautiful. It looks like a beautiful game from an indie perspective. So I'll keep an eye on it.
Right, but there's that one, and they have a lot of these indies. I think my concern is that you have this, and here's my issue with Xbox, is that I think I briefly had talked about it before. This is the first console generation ever that I personally chose my PlayStation over any other console. Because I mean, I could have gotten the Xbox One and I could have gotten the PS4, and I chose to go PlayStation because I like what I saw with everything, and I thought there was a lot more people that were going to have it that I knew, and I was right with that. I did get the Xbox One later on, but my concern came out of what are they offering me that would be unique and different that PlayStation can't offer me. And I feel like while having these things like exclusivity for a period of time on Tomb Raider and on Inside and on PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds when it comes out, and I would imagine same thing with Black Desert Online and some of these other indie titles. All these things will eventually come to PlayStation where I might not care as much. And what makes the Xbox game-wise different, like Nintendo does, PlayStation does, and so to see a game like Crackdown, I have more understanding for that because that's my game. That would be a game for me to buy an Xbox for. But I'm getting a PC. So, like, what am I getting an Xbox console for at this point? Like, what makes that, the need for me to have?
sure. Well, I mean, at this point, I think Xbox would respond because you'd have the most powerful gaming console.
yes, clearly.
Right.
You got that one right.
I like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's great
Enough said.
mottos. Right. But does it, does that
However,
frustrate you guys?
It does, but I think there's also a difference in gamers that are attracted to PlayStation versus Xbox.
Mhm.
When you look at Xbox, I think Xbox has a lot more first-person shooter games on there. They have Halo, they have Gears of War. Call of Duty has always been a mainstay on the Xbox, like at Xbox tournaments and stuff.
But that's kind of changed. In the last
Yeah.
Right, you got
It's
there's a
sort
lot
of
of change up
PlayStation,
with like first person shooters, and that's what I think is another concerning point. And that's also what concerned me at the beginning, because at the beginning of the console generation, you saw the introduction of, hey, Call of Duty is going to have exclusivity on PlayStation now. It's like, oh crap, and even Battlefield went that route, whereas they kind of were switching up and everything.
Yeah.
And so
Sure.
that's what I was saying, and it's one of those I want to see Microsoft survive, and you guys have stayed tried and true throughout, so I'm definitely jumping on and off the bandwagon like I'm at a parade. But it's a little bit different where I feel like you guys are, so that's what kind of where I was trying to gather.
Yeah, well, for me, so I think we're similar because I mean you have it looks like a great gaming rig. You have a good you have your Xbox and you have your PlayStation. So that's my boat too. I have them all in front of me over here.
Right.
I don't know. I personally just prefer the easiness of the Xbox because I have all I have my gaming PC just right here too, but I just like to kick back with a controller. And I know you have I have my controller for the Windows computer as well. But there's just something about just turning it on and there's everything on the left side. My friends, I have all my friends. Okay, let's just game. I don't know. It's just it just feels better than it's more of a relaxed, casual stance. Like I'm in like a casual stupor. Whereas when I play on my PC, I get in the mode, and I get all like uptight, and I have my mouse, keyboard, and I'm so focused. When I game, I want to be more relaxed. And does that make sense?
I 100% agree with you. I'm with you there. I'm all about relaxing. Unfortunately, with the PC now, I do have to game on that pretty often, especially because whenever I game, I stream at this point. Like, it's my only chance to play. So I'm in front of a computer screen. I'm in not the most comfortable chair in the world. But if I had a choice, I would be laying on the couch underneath a blanket every time I play a video game. I want to do 3 things real quick here. 1, congratulations to Baz033S for winning Destiny 2. Congratulations. Great guy to get it to. Huge supporter of our channel for the longest time. You deserve it, man. Thank you so much for all your support over the years. Enjoy Destiny 2. 2, we are just 3 minutes away from getting off the front page, so I want to take this opportunity right now to say everybody go to mixer.com/x1bros, give them a follow or more. At least give them a follow. These guys are the most positive Xbox community you're going to find out there. They're on every single week with Xbox podcasts, and they've got their YouTube as well, of course, where they archive a lot of game streams. They're doing a lot of stuff with Destiny 2 right now, helpful tips and stuff like that. Just pretty much anything you would expect. Like you will find with the X1 Bros. So everybody go to mixer.com/X1Bros, and from there you'll find a whole bunch of links for their Twitter, their YouTube,
Johnny just put
their
it in the chat. Thank
Patreon,
you, Johnny.
their Patreon, of course, where you can support them in a big way. Do that. Do yourself a favor and give these guys your support. And lastly, going back to the Xbox conversation, Crackdown 3 delayed into the next year. And really, we don't know anything else about what those guys have up their sleeves.
Right,
but when
that's
Phil
the thing.
Spencer came on board, I was like, this guy's got a plan.
He's like, I am a gamer,
Yeah.
and I want to see the games come. And
You
I'm
just
like,
look at the time he's played in like Civilization 5 and stuff.
Or
You-
Destiny.
right. Well,
Right.
that's the thing is like
See
he.
the time
Yeah.
played. Yeah.
So is
yeah.
it just a long con that's going on
Right,
now?
right.
Like where Phil Spencer he's got all these things in the works, all these huge AAA IPs, and he's just waiting for the
He's-
moment to unleash them?
That or he's
Yeah.
like Kevin Butler, where he's just fake. He's not really like a gamer at all. He just like.
I'm being 100% honest though. I'm like, this is a legit question. Like, I honestly am asking, like, do you think that there's a whole bunch of stuff up Phil Spencer's sleeve right now that they're waiting to reveal?
Or are they just fiddling around?
Or do they just not have anything?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can speak to that. I think this next E3 they have to come with a big exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question.
Yeah.
However, I mean, they do have stuff like EA Access, which
Yep.
is good. I mean, but I
Which
mean,
that's
it's
great.
these,
Yeah.
It's these casual. I feel like. It's a difficult conversation because ultimately they do need to have a big exclusive, and I think Scalebound really hurt them.
I do
the
too.
way that
And I was
it came
excited
out,
for that one. I
because
was
everyone
really
was
excited
excited
for
to
that
put
one,
on Beats headphones and
and
go
fight
kill
dragons. Yeah.
Who wasn't? But
Yeah.
but that ultimately really hurt them. So I don't know. I think the next E3. However, I don't think that. I think the conversation always goes to, can Xbox survive? They're surviving.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, they're
I mean,
fine.
More than surviving. I don't think it's an issue of whether or not they'll exist. They're going to exist. It's do they pull people over from the other consoles?
Mhm.
And at this point, if you're already here, you're here. I don't know how many people from Sony are that are exclusively on the PlayStation are getting an Xbox One X. I wouldn't imagine it's very much. It's probably people already, invested in the ecosystem that is Xbox One. That's where you need games.
Or people that want the most powerful gaming console ever made.
Yeah, there you go. The snobs, the electronic snobs.
Yeah, I'm one.
Of course.
I got one. I pre-ordered, so I'm
Right,
happy.
no, and let's be realistic. I mean, the Xbox One X is doing far better than I anticipated. So they're definitely doing something right. So it's definitely one of those things where my approach to a lot of these conversations always does come out negative because I'm like, what are you doing? And I think to me it frustrates me because I do know like how business is supposed to work, and I have the idea of I'm both a gamer and I know the business side of it. So I don't understand why they're kind of playing neither side, and they're kind of just almost in the middle. But the Xbox One X definitely sold far better than I expected it to.
I don't know if I would
reaction
say
to
that.
the-
I don't want to be the negative guy here, but what console hasn't sold out its pre-orders? What new console, really? Like
the Wii U.
I think honestly, even the Wii U. I would.
No, you're right, the Wii U
I would be
did.
surprised if even the Wii U didn't sell out its
No.
pre-orders. That's just the way it works now.
But if it was going to be a
pre-order
flop,
consoles.
well, no, the PS4 Pro. Absolutely.
No, that was sold out at the very beginning.
No, it was not that
Pre-orders,
bad.
it was. Yes, it was. I remember the stories. PS4 Pro. You might have seen it during the holiday when they put it back in stock. But pre-orders, they said we're sold out. All this kind of stuff. It's got the best pre-orders. All this kind of stuff. It always happens. I think every time I see a console launch, it breaks records
let
as
me
far as
put-
pre-orders go because that's the way things are moving towards
Right.
people pre-ordering.
And let me put it this way, though. So to me, it's one of those things of a business strategy-wise. I get that it's a great space. It's a great console to have as a gamer. I think what frustrates me is they've had all these times where people are saying to them, industry insiders, I'm going to guarantee you 90% of their internal team, talking like, what have we got to show what we are besides relying on maybe, and they, don't get me wrong, the casual base is definitely loving them as well for a lot of things. But what have we got to show these people that, people like me, like, why am I going to get another Xbox? There are a lot of people, even in our community, let alone people I talk to, like, why am I going to get an Xbox One X again. Show me what you got. And if E3 had shown me, 3 games, if I had known that Crackdown was absolutely coming and it looked like it was ready, because honestly at E3 I knew it wasn't ready, so I knew that game was going to be pushed back. We had even kind of talked about that, I think, while we were watching E3. Like, it didn't look as what I was hoping it would. They had like 2 or 3 games that showed why the Xbox One X was going to be the best game place to play because of not only graphical power, but games that supported it that you could only play on Xbox. It would be that would be ready to be in my house. I would have that.
Yeah, it might not be something
sold
we're
out.
going to get this year, the answer to that question, but Xbox One X is what the Xbox is now. Like, you have the Xbox One S too, of course, but if you're going to get a new Xbox now, kind of like the PS4. If you're going to get a new PS4 right now, why would you get the original PS4? For $100 more, you can get the PS4 Pro. I personally think it's worth it, and I think it's going to be the same case with the Xbox One X for the most part. I think people that are going to go out and get an Xbox that have waited this long, I think they're probably going to go with the X at this point. So I think that's going to be their flagship thing moving forward. And that's why, as we talked about, hopefully next E3, we see them coming out swinging, man. I'm very excited for next E3 to find out what they have in store.
Sure, I will say to your point, Mike, I think you're underselling the power that is like a player unknown Battlegrounds. I think that's going to be huge.
That's true.
Oh, I definitely agree on that
on
one.
the Xbox One, I think it's going to be eSport. And even if it's a timed exclusive, remember Rocket League was a timed exclusive. Started out on the PS4, and it eventually came to the Xbox. But at that point, it's not big news anymore.
The hype is died down.
The hype is died down, and I think the same thing. If the same thing happens with Battlegrounds, I think it'll be the same case. But I don't think you can undersell that. That is a big.
No, I agree.
Game.
I definitely,
That's
honestly,
just a big game. That's
trust
a
me,
huge game.
you have no idea. That is going to be literally. I mean, there are games I have planned that I'm playing when I get this PC set up. Out of all those games, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is the first one that I'm actually legitimately excited to dive into. I'm playing Ori, I'm playing StarCraft 2, I'm playing Battlefield 1 just to see what my computer can do and to get these experiences again. But Battlegrounds is where I'm going to spend all my time.
And to that point, Microsoft really doesn't care about someone like you. No offense. I mean this.
Right? No, I get it.
Because you're on the PC.
No one cares about me. Let's be realistic. I'm okay sitting where I am.
You're buying these titles on the PC. Utilizing. I mean, that's their marketing plan, right? So they're not. You're probably not their target demographic to come get an Xbox One X.
Right.
But they don't care because you're playing it on the PC.
Well, I mean,
and they're benefiting from that. They're benefiting in the same way they would if you were playing on the Xbox, in all honesty. So I'm sure they're fine with you. I'm sure they want to get people in the Xbox ecosystem, and that includes Windows PC. And I mean, I think they're incredibly smart this holiday season and trying to get PUBG at least out in the what are they calling it? The preview program, I think is what they're calling it.
Yeah,
I mean, God,
which
just
is great.
past 10 million units in early access. It's above 1 million concurrent players, beating Valve games. Like, what the hell? Like, whoever expected this game to become as big as it has?
My
It was a
concern
huge grab
with
from Microsoft.
Battlegrounds, though, is another thing of when is it coming? And that's I think my problem is that there's there's so many clouds around Microsoft right now. Like I feel like they're in China with how much smog is going on.
It's late 2017.
So
well, no, they pushed it back, didn't they?
They pushed back the main release, but we're getting the Xbox Preview Program version of PUBG this year. That's the whole increased partnership between Microsoft and Bluehole is that they're working together to ensure that this thing comes out this year on Xbox One, and they need it to. They really do. Like besides Forza, that's their one big thing that they have. So
having said that. It's valid. They need a big game. No one's disagreeing with that. But I do think that sometimes that can be overblown a little bit.
Well, I think so too, because you mentioned there are clouds around, Microsoft or Xbox One, and as I just game, I just like to play video games. I just have a smile on my face right now. I was playing Destiny earlier today. There's in my small box of life.
It's a small one too,
and it's a really small one. It's teeny. It's a shame. It's the box of shame. No. I'm happy. I'm extremely happy with Microsoft, and I'm extremely happy playing my Xbox.
Right, no, I get that.
Yeah, you can't underestimate third parties. I mean, third parties sell the best every holiday season for the most part. Call of Duty, Battlefield, Assassin's Creed. Those are going to be the best-selling games once again this holiday for the most part. It happens pretty much every year. And those Xbox guys that only have an Xbox, they don't care that Assassin's Creed is coming out on your PS4. They don't care that Call of Duty also is coming out on PS4, or even if it does better on PS4, they're happy because they're like Mark. They have a smile on their face. They're playing. They're playing their games. Yeah,
it's video games.
And that's that's your thing. You guys got it, man. Positive gaming. It's all about just having fun. Just enjoy yourself. Stop caring so much. We talk about this because it's the culture of the show, and this is what people want to hear about when you do podcasts. But yeah, in the end, it's about just having a good time. Like that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it
Yeah,
really
and like
is.
that. Right, and that was and like I said when I first started this, long beginning of this conversation, this was like my interview part where I'm like, okay, talk about your divorce, the stuff that you don't want to normally talk about. Like that was that like weird, uncomfortable, like listen, I'm going to talk to you about it, like just get out of the way.
I just think, especially with I don't know what you would call it, the mainstream media, IGNs, I feel like they are so. And this is actually one I forgot to mention this. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here as well. A tangent from a tangent. When we originally started our podcast, we wanted to be positive because at that time, right now, positivity is a lot stronger, I think, in gaming than it was. But back then, it was so negative.
Yeah.
Right.
It was really hard for me to watch on Twitch. I have given up TV. I just watch Twitch every day of my life. And there was nobody being positive about video games. And that's actually why one of the reasons we started the podcast was to be positive, to be just a place where you could just enjoy the games that you've played and that you want to play and that you're going to play.
Yeah.
I think that going back from that tangent to the IGNs and to the mainstream media, they get so focused on the numbers. And they get I see people going, why did the Xbox One X the pre-orders sold like hotcakes? Well, that's because people want to buy some pretty high-end stuff and they want to have a good time playing video games.
Right.
I feel as though at the same you can be very focused, very just tight and just about the logistics of what's happening, but at the end of the day, it's about video games, and people like to have fun, and people like positivity. And
I think one of the most iconic examples of that was the Destiny 1. I don't know if you guys are a big Destiny 1 guy. We loved Destiny. I mean, it has
me. I didn't play the game.
It has its part.
Right, he's being sarcastic. I mean, I'm actually getting into Destiny 2. I didn't get into Destiny 1 because, for the most part, I'm not a first-person guy. But I will say that so far, I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, it's so good. But Destiny 1, if you remember, the reviews that came out were like 5s and 6s, and they hammered it. And then it's the number one selling game, the most played game on all consoles. And I just think there's a little bit of a disconnect, just to Mark's point. And why I appreciate your guys' show. I think you guys represent positivity in gaming, just having fun. Let's play games.
Except for when I talk.
And that's kind of what we're trying to do too. And I think they missed the point. Like when they do a review for Destiny 1, was the game fun? Yes, that's why it's the number one selling game. Yet they rated it a 5 because they got so hung up on, well, there was no story, and it's like, well, yeah, there was no story. But it was so fun.
Right, and that's the thing, and it's funny. I was thinking about that earlier, and like I said, overall, that was just more so like my interview type, questions towards you guys. I would love to get everybody's feel on that, especially with Xbox and trust me, Sony has their own. So anybody that's a diehard PlayStation fan, I'm gonna go in the same way. But I'm definitely I'm the same way with you guys. I'm all about the gameplay. Destiny 1, I put a ridiculous amount of hours into. Overwatch, just as many, I would say, almost in the 1 year, and this guy has no idea why. He's like, "Where's the story?" I'm like, "Why do you care?"
I'm the guy that plays things.
So
I mean, I'm usually the guy that plays things mostly for story. It wasn't so much that for Destiny 1 that didn't grab me. I don't know. I think this one for some reason feels more cohesive than the first one did.
For sure. Yeah.
It feels like I'm in this world. I'm not leaving this world. It's all connected in a much better way than the first game. And that's not to say the first game was bad. It's just I was playing other things at the time, whatever. But this one, I do think they got it right. They did
it's
something
so much more immersive. Absolutely.
Yeah, it is. It feels more immersive, and I feel like I'm getting sucked in.
They have a map. Let me tell you, if I have one gripe about that freaking map is if I can't see my fire team's position on that map within the next month, I swear to God.
Squad. Yeah.
Right.
Just like a little dot or something. But.
Right. Like Johnny. Oh, there's.
No, it's that.
there's a public event going on. Where? Over here. Okay, thanks, bud. Like, I don't get what that
there's always
means.
room for improvement, but that's what's great about gaming nowadays as well, is that these games, especially games like Destiny and PUBG and all these, are ever evolving. And we saw that with Destiny as well. I mean, God, when Destiny first launched, as opposed to what Destiny was just before Destiny 2 launched, huge difference. Completely different game. Like, if you were to review Destiny 1 right before Destiny 2 launched, probably would have gotten 9s and up, because it was a very feature-filled game at that point. So, that's the thing right now, is these games are ever evolving. I do think we have a lot of show to get through still here. I loved having you guys on for this amount of time and talking about Xbox and positivity in gaming, and I think everybody can see that in the chat.
You guys are easily my favorite. Dave, when we had you on before, I said it back then, and I'm going to say it for you guys now. I love having your group on. You guys are all not only positive but fun to converse with. When I shut up and let you guys actually speak. No, seriously, I like you guys. You're fun.
And it was so nice having both Jordan and Mark on tonight, too. It was great having you guys on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. We feel the same about you guys, especially our Black Desert brethren. Mike,
you guys better get that together and play.
I know, that would be. I'm not kidding. I want every person that we're going to be doing these partnerships, these spotlight streamers and everything with. We are going to do a cross stream, type situation at some point when I get these things up. That's my intention. Growing this community.
Seriously though, we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having us on. We love your show. Like I said, we've been watching from the beginning. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're humbled to be on your show here.
Oh, we appreciate that. Guys, Dave, Jordan, Mark, they are the X1 Bros. They are the positive gaming community, as you guys could so clearly see tonight. Yes, Mixer.com/X1Bros. Everybody in the chat. We got 127 people right now. Every single one of you better go to Mixer.com/X1Bros. Follow them there and check out all their other channels as well. YouTube, Patreon, of course, the best way to support X1 Bros. Go over there as well.
iTunes or wherever podcasts are, we are there.
There you go. You'll find them all over the place. They're everywhere. Guys, it was a pleasure.
Are you guys on
Zunes? Zune.
Being with the...
Guys, it was a pleasure having you on, and we hope to have you on again in the future, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks.
All right,
Have
take
a great
care,
night,
guys. All right. Love those guys, man.
I like them.
The X1 Bros.
Let's play some PlayStation games with those guys.
Yeah, I would like to, man. Until we get an Xbox of our own, right? You gotta... All right, let me shut down here.
Yeah.
And get back to the main screen. That was fun. All right, let me zoom out a little bit.
Oh, I guess we can take off that logo for the Destiny 2 giveaway.
Yeah, we can take off the logo for Destiny 2.
Is our camera higher? Someone was pointing out earlier that they felt our camera was too high, and I don't know if... isn't our TV cut off a little bit more than normal? Just maybe by like a hair, like literally a millimeter?
No. This is the same as always. This is the same as always, yeah. Haven't changed anything since last week.
No.
Besides the angle a little bit, as far as, but the zoom and the height, that's all the same. So
my friend Shereen, one more time, Johnny. I forgot the link.
Oh my god.
Spamming. It's a pity that our mods can't be banned for 1 second of spamming.
Once again, congratulations to Baz023S for winning Destiny 2.
I haven't seen him talk.
Have gotten the code.
Yes.
They should have been whispered to you. Baz023S, if
Johnny,
you are
stop.
in the chats, let us know that you got the code. Let us know that it works for you, of course. We want to make sure that everything goes through. And we do have a couple of wheel spins to do. We got a resub or a new sub at some point.
We have a new sub from McSpicy, which we didn't even thank him before he got off.
Oh, man, I didn't even realize that he subbed.
Yeah, he subbed while we were talking. And then Guitar Freak tipped $20 with BitBoss.
Yes, X1 Bros and Mr. McSpicy. So both of the guys, X1 Bros and Mr. McSpicy, both subbed to the channel tonight. Just more reason for you guys to support them as well. Please do. So we're going to give that wheel spin for Mr. McSpicy, and then we're going to do the $20 tip wheel spin for Ricky, Guitar Freak. Thank you so much. I have to remove that from all the different screens.
No. Oh, so close.
So close. But you get a quote ad, Mr. McSpicy, which I wonder what Mr. McSpicy would add as a quote. But I'm going to give a ticket. Give ticket. What's his full name? Let's check it out here. It's Mr. McSpicy. I think it's that easy, right? Give tickets.
Oh, Baz, you didn't know you won. Well, congrats, bud.
Oh, wow, yes. He should have whispered you, Baz023S. Make sure that it did. Let us know that it went through to you, please. So quote ad Oh man, this is tricky. Quote, add
Yeah, you can't type today.
Mr.
Nope.
McSpicy 1.
That's a
I
bracket.
think that's the way it works.
Yeah, there's no brackets in his name.
Please work. Please work. Oh,
There we
nice,
go.
I did it. All right, and the next one is for Guitar Freak 12345, the most original name in the universe. Thank you so much. That's a huge tip, man. $20.
Yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate that. And ooh, do you have a
Custom
custom welcome message, Ricky? I don't think that
I don't
you
think
do.
he does. I don't think he's had one.
I
yet.
don't think that you do. Thing is, here's the thing. I
Here's
think
what
Ricky
thing.
was supposed to have a custom welcome message, and it never went through. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Ricky. If I'm right, send me what you wanted to be your welcome message again,
We'll give you 2.
and we will give you 2 wheel spins right now. He said I thought I did. So there we go. It didn't work. It didn't go through the first time. So we just need your custom welcome message again, and we're going to spin again for you right now. We're going to add your custom welcome message. So just whisper that to me, Guitar Freak, and I'll put that in. What does that say? Another video game magazine?
Video game 20
Ooh,
questions.
video game 20 questions with Guitar Freak. Does Guitar Freak get on
What now?
Does Guitar Freak get on
There
Discord?
we go. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever heard him get on Discord.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Kelly, have you ever seen Guitar Freak in Discord?
I don't think she's available right now. I don't know.
I don't know.
Give a warm welcome to the dead. That's what it was.
To the
I
dead
remember
man
now.
string,
I remember
like
it
that.
now. It didn't
My
go
God,
through,
my
but
throat is so beat.
I think we should do video game 20 questions, just me and you. Because I don't think that that Guitar Freak. He says I have Discord. Would you be willing to get on Discord? He is.
There you go. Don't speak for him, Andrew.
Okay.
You're not his keeper.
All right, jump on Discord, and we will drag you into the TLUS.
Just go into the
channel.
the TLUSQ.
Yeah, go into any voice channel that you're allowed to get in, and we will welcome you onto the show. Let me make sure our audio is set up correctly. Let's see. Oh, no.
Shame.
I'm going to have to restart Discord.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
Sometimes it doesn't recognize the speaker that we want it to, like Alta Voces or whatever it's called, so I have to restart. See, it's not showing up there in the input device. Oh, wait, output device is what that be. We're okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, I
USB
see
audio
the
codec.
microphone.
We're good. Alta Voces. There it is. You all right? Don't die on me.
My throat is just being weird.
Don't die on me, man. Don't die on me, man. All right, Ricky, we are waiting for you to jump on Discord. Guys, once again, Prize Wheel is active throughout the rest of the night. Anything worth $5 more will get you a spin of the Prize Wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping. All of those will get you a spin, as well as host. If you host us with 10 or more viewers, we will give you a wheel spin. There's Guitar Freak. We're going to bring him on. Ricky, how you doing, man?
Good. Can you hear me?
I hear you, man. We hear you.
Awesome.
Oh, yes.
So, Ricky, did you have an opportunity to figure out a game that you would like us to do 20 questions on?
Don't make it Kirby.
Don't make it too difficult either. Make it something that we can actually potentially get. Silence.
Yeah. All right, I got one.
You got one?
All right.
All right, you want to start, Mike? Go ahead. Video game 20 questions, guys.
Does this game have a son?
Did you say no?
I said no.
It doesn't have a son.
It does not have a son.
Is that an S-U-N son or an S-O-N son?
Oh. Yeah, S-O-N.
It doesn't
No,
have.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a son, as
S-O-N,
in a.
not S-O-N.
Okay.
I was like, wow.
You had
it's
to confuse
limbo.
me. You had to confuse me. Okay.
It's many sons.
Did this game come out on the year of 2000 and after that?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
So probably in the PS2 and after
Right.
generation.
Was this game ever a console exclusive game?
was not.
It was not. It's a multi-platform game, is what you're saying.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is this game a part of a series or is it a singular title?
Titles, yes.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Multiple titles.
Multiple
titles. Is it a part of a series? Okay.
Right.
All right. All right.
Is this game a shooter?
They have shooting, yes.
It has shooting, yeah.
That doesn't mean it's a shooter, though.
Right, no, I get that.
It's not necessarily a shooter, but it mostly has shooting. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you play as a male character in this game?
Not just as a male character.
Oh, you
Not
can play as
just-
multiple characters then. Okay. You can play as a girl too, male or girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Male
Interesting.
or girl?
Male
Not
or female.
Just male or girl.
Also, to Superman, you can get a wheel spin by doing anything worth $5 or more. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, sharing, and tipping, and hosting 10 viewers or more. Okay, multiple characters. So I wonder if it's like an Overwatch.
Did this game come out? Did the first title of this game, because it was multiple, right?
Yes, multiple games in the series. Yeah.
Did the first title of this game come out for the current generation, meaning Xbox One, PS4, or Wii U?
It did not.
It did not.
It did not come out for
No.
PS4, Xbox One, or Wii
So
U.
it's a game that has started before this generation.
Okay, I think we should narrow it down then if we're to this point.
Yeah.
Did this game come out during the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation?
What was that?
Did this game come out during the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation?
Well,
I'm sorry, what was it?
yes, it did come out that era. Yes.
It did come out that generation.
Interesting.
Okay, so that narrows it down considerably. So we got a shooter with multiple characters coming out.
Well, game with shooting elements.
Shooting elements coming out multi-platform. It's a game in a series, not a singular thing. And it was during the PS2, GameCube, Xbox generation. Okay. We're narrowing it down. We're getting there. Yes, Nanali, we're playing 20 questions right now. We're trying to figure out the
Yes.
game that Guitar Freak is thinking of.
Oh boy. Was this game... Ooh, did we ever find out if this game was the first or just one of?
I think we can save that until later. Like, once we know what series it is, then we can figure out, we got to figure out what series we're talking about here.
Was this game on a Nintendo console?
Yes. It was not.
It was not on a Nintendo console. So it is PS2, Xbox.
Right. Because that eliminates Resident Evil.
Right. Okay, so shooter. Well, shooting elements, at least.
Right.
Does this game have platforming? Like, traditional platforming. Like, would you consider it to be a platformer in any sense? A lot of thought going into these answers. From
yeah.
Ricky.
Researching as we're going.
Oh, really? Okay, let's think of another
Yeah.
question in the meantime. What else can we narrow down here?
How many questions are we at?
Probably at like 10, I would say.
Can I just go out there and just...
You have a guess?
Well, do we ever find out what version of this... Can we find out if...
Well, why don't you ask if you think it's in a certain series? Why don't you ask if it's in a series?
Is this the first game in the series?
I think he's
I
researching
mean,
it.
well,
Oh.
well, yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It-
Sorry.
yeah. It's
So
like
yes-
an original. It's like an original title that came out multiple times. So
Okay.
it's the same title. It just is multiple.
Oh, wait, so are you saying this game doesn't have sequels?
It did have a sequel. Yes.
Okay.
There
That's
is-
another question then, I guess. Okay, so it does have sequels, but it was the first game in the series, and it released in Are you saying that I feel like I have to clarify here. Are you saying that it released in multiple generations, like it was re-released?
It wasn't re-released for later generations. No.
Okay. So it's like 13 now. Do you have an idea? Like, are you thinking of something?
At one point, I was going to say Final Fantasy. At one point, I was going to say Metal Gear. At one point, I was going to say Shadow of the Colossus. So I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is exclusive, so it definitely can't be that. It could be Metal Gear Solid, because that is not exclusive 100%. It did release on other platforms.
But he said it's not a sequel, but it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right, so it's
Well, he might just be saying that the series started in a previous generation, but the game he's thinking of was PS2.
right. That's what I was trying to clarify.
I believe both games were in the same generation. So yeah.
Okay. It's Brink, says
It's
Derek.
not Brink.
Man, I don't know. Let's see. How else can we narrow this down?
I don't know.
Let's try
man.
developer. Well,
No.
is this a first-person game?
It's part. It can be first person. It could be also third person though.
Man, I'm thinking it might be Metal Gear.
Does Metal Gear have?
Yeah, Metal Gear you can go
on
in first
PS2?
person. But that, I don't know if that vibes with the whole, like, both of the games came out in the same generation, because Metal Gear Solid started on PlayStation 1.
Right.
So it probably isn't that, but a game that... Could it be Splinter Cell, maybe?
No,
you could
too
go
many games besides that particular one. And I don't think it was on that console.
I don't see anybody in the chat really figuring this out either. I feel like it wouldn't be...
I haven't seen. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't think it would be like something like Call of Duty, because then he would have said, is it a shooter? Yes, it's a shooter, because that's
It'd be
clearly
too
a
obvious.
shooter.
It is.
What was that?
No. I didn't want to make it too obvious. But.
Didn't want to make it too obvious. About the question with platforming, you never answered that. Is there platforming?
I want to say. I want to say it's just the platform. It doesn't include a multi-platform farming system.
No.
Multi-platform. Oh wait, what?
No, platforming meaning like jumping.
Like
puzzles,
Ratchet and
like,
Clank.
Right.
You know, like
Or
a big part of the
Mario
game is about jumping from platform to platform and all that. Is that an element of this game?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't have to jump from platform to platform.
Okay, nothing like that. Okay.
Oh,
I have
nothing
no
like that.
idea.
You have no idea?
I am literally at 0 right now.
Yeah, 0 idea. Okay. I mean, we've got this kind of narrowed down though. I mean, PS2 generation. Let's see if we can get developer maybe. Was this game developed by?
What was it published?
Published. Was this game published / developed by Capcom?
No.
No.
All right.
It's multi-platform, so it's got to be like one of those guys, right? Like a Capcom or like a SquareSoft or Square Enix or Activision or
THQ.
THQ, yeah. Portal says that's a plus. No, Portal was 360 generation, right? PS3. Yeah, Portal was not in the PS2 generation. Can't be Portal. I don't know, man. I don't think we're getting this one.
I don't think so either. I have literally no idea where to narrow this down to. That's the problem. Is like I have no idea what else we're narrowing down to.
We got like 5 questions at most left.
Yeah.
We're running out. Damn it.
I have no idea. Oh.
No, it can't be Prince of Persia.
It's definitely not Prince of Persia because
It can't be Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
Is this series still ongoing?
It's technically rebooting. It technically rebooted. It technically rebooted.
Okay.
Interesting.
That could help us
A
tremendously,
lot.
right?
Yeah. So what?
Gears of War rebooted.
No.
But that wasn't PS2 generation.
No. Keep going.
Potentially rebooting. Time Splitters, like.
Nope. That was. Oh wait, it could have been.
Was Time Splitters multi-platform?
But it was also a first-person shooter. Like that was definitely a shooter, not.
Yeah, that was a shooter. Yeah, this one goes back and forth between third person and first person. Rebooting. What's being rebooted right now?
I have no idea.
It's been rebooted, so.
It's been rebooted.
Yeah,
This generation? It was rebooted this generation?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we're like 17.
It's still it's ongoing currently. So.
Okay.
I was gonna say Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. That's definitely a platformer though. And can you go in the first person in that game? I don't think you can.
No, I think it's all third person.
Well, no, you can go in the first person. It's definitely not Crash. There's shooting elements. I mean, let's just no, it's not Ratchet and Clank because that's exclusive. It's definitely not Ratchet and Clank.
Tomb Raider started on PS1. Jack and Daxter started on PS2.
Jack and Daxter started on PS2. Yeah. I don't think it's Tomb Raider.
Well, it's multi-platform, so definitely not Jack and Daxter, and at that time it wasn't Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Crash is also out.
Yeah.
Because of that.
We're at like 18 questions. We got 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more questions to figure this out.
Oh,
Wolfenstein? That's a shooter. That's 100% a shooter.
yeah.
Can't be Wolfenstein.
And that was console release on no, that was Xbox, the original.
Battlefront?
But that's mostly shooter.
It's not
that's a good
entirely.
one.
Is it a part of the Battlefront series?
It is. Yeah. Yes, it is.
It is a part of the Battlefront
Is
series.
it
So
Star
now we
Wars
have to...
Battlefront 2?
It is Star Wars Battlefront 2, yes.
Wow!
Oh my
Holy
god!
crap! How do we always get it on like
On
the
the
last
one.
question?
And it's mostly because of our viewers. This time, Dave. I
Yeah.
feel like we've given out free XP to like random
Who
people.
was
but
that? Who got
Dave's
it?
31.
Dave's
Dave's
31.
31.
Congrats to you, man. Let's
Good
give
job, bud.
let's give
Thank you.
Give Dave
What?
Dave's 31. You get let's give him 500 trophies. Man.
No more than that. You gave 5,000 the other day.
That
That was a good last minute. Let's just do 1,000
1,000.
because I'm feeling generous.
All right, there you go, Dave's 31.
Do you like that I went with Battlefront 2 and not 1?
I was gonna say, like, can we hold on a second? Let's figure out which ones were PS2 generation.
They were both.
Yeah, well, I know. I just mean like we got to, because there's also some other Battlefront games. I just meant
Right.
Let's think about this for a second. But either way, we got it. Ricky, that was a good one, man. That was a very good
job,
one,
dude.
Great job.
And he's right. It does technically have. It's a weird. You can definitely do first person, but you can also do third person.
Yep.
And it does technically have some platforming of
Yep.
jumping from one area to another. Like
Yep.
that was a hard one to answer in your way. So I give you credit. At first I was like, my God, Guitar Freak, what the hell is your deal? You can't answer this question straight. But now I get it. Like that's a tough one to
I get
answer
it,
the
yeah.
right way.
Ricky, thanks for joining us, my man, and thank you so much for the tip. Really appreciate that.
Very welcome.
All
Level up.
right, man.
Level up, bud.
Level up.
Oof.
That was close. That was real close, but we did it. We got it. And as we were saying to Superman and anybody else in the chat, if you want to get a wheel spin like Ricky did, we're going to be here for several more hours. So hit that, or not hit that heart button, sub, resub, pledge on Patreon, cheer, tip. And to you asking what sub means, like sub is something you can do on a channel. You can do a $5 sub, $10 sub, a $25 sub. And what's really cool this month actually is that it's September and it's half off all new subs. So if you do a $25 sub, it actually only costs you $12.50, and we still get the full $25 sub, which is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind.
Do you want to do like a rapid fire news roundup type deal for all these stories? We have a lot
I
to
mean,
get
I don't
through.
think we need to like rapid fire them, but
No,
I think
but I
we
think
can
we can
go through
definitely-
them. You know, we don't have to like spend too much time on every story. But
No.
yeah, let's get back to the level update. The first part of the level update, guys. Finally, our weekly discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. I would like to play Destiny tonight, but I'll be honest with you, there's a chance we might not be playing Destiny. It's going to go so late, and by that point, like I'm not sure I'm going to have the energy to play Destiny 2.
No, it's fine. I get it.
Yeah. But first up, in the level update, details have emerged on Amy Hennig's Uncharted 4. Finally, after all this time, Patrick Klepek, I think it was, wrote a really cool book that everybody should check out if you want the full story. But Uncharted 4, as Amy Hennig envisioned it, would introduce the world to Nathan Drake's old partner, Sam. We hadn't seen Sam in previous games because for 15 years, Nathan had thought he was dead, left behind during a Panamanian prison gone awry. In Hennig's version of Uncharted 4, Sam would be the one of the main villains, bitter towards Nathan for leaving him to die. Over the course of the story, as Nathan tried to pull away from his roots as a treasure hunter, the player would find out that he and Sam were actually brothers. So this was like a revelation that they are actually brothers in the game. Eventually, they would heal their relationship, and he would go from antagonist to Hero alongside you fighting against Rafe, the nasty antagonist thief voiced by Alan Tudyk. So actually, it's not that much different from what we got. And I will say, I actually think I prefer Druckmann's story, with him being the brother from the very beginning and really going back and establishing their relationship as brothers. I think that's better than having this guy that's like a villain and then having him change halfway through the game with this revelation. Oh, we're brothers? Like, I don't know how they would have.
Plot point is cliche.
I don't know how they would have nailed that, to be honest with you. But there's actually even more to it than that. There was going to be no gun combat in the entire first half of the game.
That would make
and a lot of people complained about Uncharted 4 being slow paced with no gun combat already. Imagine Amy Hennig's version with zero gun combat in the first half. So it was supposed to be all melee and car combat. Is what it originally was supposed to be. Kind of crazy. There's going to be a new mechanic where you shoot at walls in order to create climb, grab, whatever you want to call it, grab points.
Grappling hook.
Yeah, so there is going to be a boost mechanic. I'm not sure what that means entirely. Maybe that was for the car system. There's going to be a dance minigame.
Instead of Crash Bandicoot,
maybe like if there was like a ballroom scene or something like that. Elena would have been with Drake for the first half of the game in his adventure, as opposed to coming in at the very end of Uncharted 4. And finally, there was going to be no Nadine whatsoever in Amy Hennig's Uncharted 4, and therefore no Lost Legacy. What I found also very interesting was the last part of this story. Immediately after Amy Hennig's departure, Evan Wells and Christoph Balestra called Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley into a meeting to tell them that Amy Hennig had been let go. So a lot of people that were like, Druckmann! And all this kind of stuff, blaming Bruce Straley and Neil Druckmann, they didn't even know about her departure until Evan Wells and Christoph Balestra brought them in to tell them, hey, we need you to take over Uncharted. And they had been working on prototypes and potential sequels for stuff like The Last of Us, and they didn't really want to do it. Their one condition was like, okay, if we're going to do this, like, we want full creative control. We don't want to be stuck with Amy Hennig's story. We'll try and hold on to parts of it, of course, but we want to be able to do whatever we want with her story. Get rid of some parts, hold on to some parts. And that's what happened. They were given full creative control, and that's why some things changed. But for the most part, they really held on to a lot of what Amy Hennig had as the base storyline of Uncharted 4. So that is the full story, kind of, at least a large portion of it that we've been waiting to find out. We do have a poll for you guys in the chat, and it is, which do you think you would have preferred, based on the information that we have now? Druckmann's Uncharted 4, which of course we got Druckmann and Straley's, or do you think you would have preferred Straley's Uncharted, or not Straley's, Amy Hennig's Uncharted 4? So vote in the poll right now with 1 or 2. Moving on from that, go ahead, Mike.
I will.
Okay, yep, you have it.
Because I want to talk about that game company.
Yeah. No. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I do want to talk about, though, the Pokemon company. AKA Game Freak.
I think that's right, yeah. Game Freak, right?
Well, I think it's Pokemon Company.
The Pokemon Company is the CEO who spoke out.
Anyway, the CEO of the Pokemon Company didn't think the Switch would be a success. And he said, quote, I told Nintendo that Switch wouldn't be a success before it went on sale, because I thought that in the age of the smartphone, no one would carry out a game console. It's obvious I was wrong. I came to realize the key to a successful game is quite simple. Software with absolute quality leads sales of hardware. I feel like I had this conversation recently. Like 20 minutes ago.
Did you?
I don't know,
with the Xbox stuff, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing style can be flexible if the software is attractive enough. Currently, it's popular among the early adopters, but there needs to be one more step to attract a wider audience. I see more potential in Switch, but one shouldn't overestimate its potential. On Pokemon for the Switch, he said, with the Switch, we see it as a chance to create Pokemon that goes deeper and with a higher level of expression. As a result, that makes it an extremely important platform. Right now, we're using 7 to 8 inch screens, but on a high definition TV, you can express a whole different world with graphics and sound. Until now, games were made as one for one person, but now you can go home and play with everyone. So how do we tackle these themes, and how do we make sure it's not complicated? I can't say that we'll release accessories, but I'd like to think of that possibility. Unlike smartphones, the Switch is not a gimmick device that assumes that there is constant network connectivity, so from our perspective, it's really not that different from DS or 3DS in terms of connectivity. There is so much hope to be gleaned from this conversation. And at first, it was kind of okay, I'm glad we're not the only people that were underestimating the Switch's potential.
Yeah, he's not the only
you know,
one, that's for
everything.
sure.
So he would definitely, you know, it was almost like reconfirmation that, you know, we were not alone. We weren't the weird ones thinking it wasn't going to do very well. What I can glean from this is they are not underselling the potential of the Switch, and it's not just going to be a beefed up version of Pokemon that had we gotten that Pokemon Stars, you know, version of, you know, Pokemon Sun and Moon that everybody was hoping for, you know, like right away. This is going to be far better than that, I think. The idea of accessories, while I don't always love gimmicky accessories like that Pokemon Go strap, I had actually thought about it if I had played Pokemon Go far more often, and that's actually exciting, again, because I do like the idea of like the pedometer, you know, and stuff like that to, you know, maybe pseudo level up your Pokemon characters, and with a game of this level that might have a lot more depth and everything like that, it's exciting. So I think this conversation holds a lot of potential for what the coming Pokemon game is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, we're finally going to get what is essentially a console Pokemon game. And that's just so exciting to see how it's going to evolve.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
what is going to change? Is it still going to be top-down? You know, like, it could be, right? What do you think? Do you think it'll be top-down?
So, realistically, I think it's going to be not as top-down as we're thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit more like Animal Crossing version like we got out of Pokemon Sun and Moon, which wasn't as much top-down. Like, I know you didn't play it really at all,
no.
But Pokemon Sun and Moon isn't as much top-down as an angle. And I think you're going to get more of that. I think you're going to see far more detail in the cities like you got out of Sun and Moon as well. I think you're going to see a lot more detail out of the characters that you're talking to, including like their mouths moving. I think it's going to be handled very similar to Zelda. I bet you it's going to be like a cross between there, but the animations and Pokemon coming in and their actual battles, like imagine if we got that Pokemon Stadium type battles out of a Pokemon you know, encounter as a, you know, trainer encounter. So I don't know. I'm on board with all
I'm
of
excited
this.
just to see what it's going to be.
I'm trying to not get too excited because this is going to be a while that I think before we get this game. So I don't want to get overboard, you know, overboard into it, but I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited too. Neens, it was Baz023S, Brock, who won Destiny 2 tonight. He's a great guy, longtime supporter of our stream, so it was cool to see it go down.
So I like to see that happen.
Yeah, very nice to see that happen. Moving on to the final story in this first part of the level update, L.A. Noire is actually being remastered for the current generation, PS4, Xbox One, and I think it's also coming to the Switch as well, which is really cool. Rockstar Games has announced that L.A. Noire will be coming on November 14th of this year, and it's actually going to have even a VR experience, which is kind of crazy. From what I've read, 8 of the case files from L.A. Noire are going to be somehow converted over to VR missions instead. What's cool about that is, you know, the whole point of the game, or at least a large point of the game, is looking in someone's face, which is great motion capture in that game, and trying to discern if they're telling the truth or telling a lie. That in first person with the VR on and really inspecting somebody sitting across the table from them is what I'm expecting, and like really trying to read their emotions.
That, yeah.
It seems like a very cool idea, actually. I think it could be very
Or
cool.
maybe even see, imagine if they're like, oh my, never mind, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But it will run natively in 1080p on PS4 and Xbox One with 4K visuals possible on PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. And as far as the VR case files, that is going to be exclusive to the HTC Vive, from what I'm reading here. It's rebuilt specifically for virtual reality. We're going to put a poll in the chat for you guys. And we're wondering, have you played L.A. Noire in the past? It is one that I actually
missed out on it.
I did play, and I got very far in it. It's one of those ones that's on my backlog, and I never finished.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you got that far in it.
It's a very cool game. I remember we were talking about it on my last game stream, and a lot of people were saying that it gets a lot of flack and a lot of hate. I thought it was pretty cool.
It gets boring at times. Like, it's a lot of the same thing. Like, it doesn't hold a lot of excitement for certain, you know, and especially if you come into the game hoping for, you know, something like a normal Rockstar game, yeah, you're going to definitely be a little disappointed. But if you come into it this is a unique game, this is what it delivers you, and, you know, like it or, you know, leave it. And I think I'm looking forward to trying this because I feel like I missed out on it the first time.
Several people saying no, but I plan on getting the remaster. That's cool to see. So this is going to bring you in. Neens as well. A lot of people saying 4. This is what's going to do it for you. That's cool. I'm curious if any of you guys will play it on VR. Let us know in the chat if you have VR and you have the capability to play it that way. And that is the first part of the level update. We got a really fun trailer of the week this week. Have you seen it yet?
No, I've been holding off.
I actually have seen it this time. This is a change. Finally,
I know,
I'm
right?
the one
You
who saw
always
it, and you're the one who didn't see it. So we'll leave that poll up for you guys for a moment, and we're going to switch over to the reaction screen here, if I could read. There it is. All right. And we'll zoom in. Get up close and personal with you guys.
I don't want that.
You don't want it?
No.
I don't want it.
I don't.
All right. Is that close enough for you?
No.
No? Not close enough for you? All right, guys. We're going to move on to our trailer of the week. I'll introduce this just in case we decide to archive it. Let me switch over to the next trailer of the week. There it is. All right. What is going on with that over there, then?
I don't know.
Let me turn that off.
What are you doing?
Is that the video or the images? I'm just going to turn off that one thing over there. It's not fitting in the banner. There it is, image slideshow. All right. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. We got a very amusing trailer for us this week. It is The Disaster Artist, trailer number 1. We got that little teaser. Of course, this is based on not like real life events necessarily, because they are taking some liberties with it, but it is based on the direction of The Room. Tommy Wiseau's, is that how you say his name? Wiseau?
Tommy Wiseau.
Wiseau, his disastrous film that is now considered to be kind of a cult icon. A lot of people watch it in theaters because of how bad it is. And I've seen the iconic scenes. You know, I've seen, you know, You're Tearing Me Apart, Lisa, Oh Hi Mark, all those kind of things. But I haven't seen the whole movie. And this trailer here, which I have seen, but you haven't yet, makes me want to watch The Room so badly. And I think we need to.
We need to do a sit down.
We need to do a sit down. But let's watch this trailer of the week first, because this looks like, I'll be God honest with you, I think this is going to be an Oscar contender. Let's check it out.
He nailed it.
He nails it. Check it out, guys.
Los Angeles, everybody wants to be star. You have to be the best and never give up.
When I get up on stage in front of people, all I can think about is, what if they laugh at me? You, man, you're fearless. I want to feel that too.
I don't care. I'll do it. You and me, we both have this dream.
Yeah, I guess we do.
And we'll be famous. We'll show them. Watch out, here we come. To be or not to be.
It's not going to happen
real?
for you. Not in a million years.
But after that, it's town, Greg. They don't want me.
Wish we could just make our own movie.
That's a great idea. So there's this guy, Johnny, a true American hero, to be played by me. He has it all. Good luck, many friends, and also maybe Johnny is vampire.
Maybe.
This set of the alleyway looks exactly like the real alleyway.
That's right.
Well, why don't we just shoot in the real alleyway?
Because it's a real Hollywood movie.
No? Yeah, sounds good.
Okay,
My
action.
God.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
But the foot doesn't work if you're looking at the camera.
And then this beautiful girl. Anything for my princess. She betrayed him. And then this guy, Johnny. He go crazy. Nobody respects my vision. You are a villain. I do this whole movie for you, Greg. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Nice.
Cut.
Why you cut, Sandy? This is great. This is real acting.
If you're gonna writhe around with the dress, maybe do it before you shoot yourself in the head and blow your brains out.
I disagree. We're gonna make this thing. We are going to die together.
Tommy,
I can't believe you did.
necessary.
No, very necessary. I need to show my ass to sell this movie.
I think you're aiming a little bit.
I am what I aim. Just do the scene.
Why is he having sex with her belly button? He knows where her vagina is, right?
Oh my God.
Hi, doggy.
Hi, doggy.
Hi, Dougie.
Hi, doggy. Oscar contender right
Oh my
there,
God,
right?
I'm so like I hate that I never watched this all the way through. Like I've seen more of it than you have.
Yeah.
Like I've seen, and it's bad, but it's like uncomfortably bad at some scenes. But there's so much charm to it, and it's something else. I think my favorite story about the actual movie is once it came out, it was so bad that it got word of mouth, and got this fault like you need to go and watch this. So out in LA, in Hollywood, you would have these lines that were lining up for this movie that nobody ever heard of. And one night, Alec Baldwin just happens to be walking by, like what's everybody waiting for? And they're like, you have to see this movie. And he actually got in line and decided to watch it with everybody, and he started talking about it Like I'm just on board for this.
Yeah, the first teaser, like, I didn't think James Franco was like going all in on impersonating him because I sensed like a lot of James Franco behind it. But in this trailer, he actually sounds like him. He looks like him. Like
they even nailed his eye, which
yeah.
Johnny Wiseau has a odd eye situation going on. I don't know what it is, but they nailed it with James Franco.
And the accent more so in this trailer than in the teaser. Like he really sounds like him. And I'll be completely honest with you. Like if it's reviewing really well. James Franco could really get some Oscar attention for this role because it's a fascinating story.
How much would it suck if you're an actor that you really try, you have this American dream, fails so phenomenally hard, and then someone else plays you and gets an Oscar for that?
I mean,
can you imagine?
Franco came out and said that Tommy Wiseau is 100% behind. Well, sorry, 99%. He actually said 99% behind this movie, so he's on board. Yeah. It sounds like Tommy Wiseau is like a kind of down to earth guy. Actually, he's very weird and bizarre. But after the movie came out and was this train wreck, he acted like, "Oh, that was the point the whole time." It's satirical,
right. He
guys.
just goes along with it.
All right, sure, buddy.
No, yeah, and you knew that it's not true, but he's definitely like a go with the flow type person. Yeah. Like I don't know. I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
But we do need to watch the original.
Yeah, when's it come out?
I actually don't know. It might say at the end here. We'll see in a moment. Does it say?
Someone tell me.
December.
Oh, December.
So we can see in December. We have a lot of time to do a live stream of us watching the original.
I mean, maybe instead, if we can find a way that everybody can watch it, we make that our quote-unquote Netflix club.
We
a
could
special
try.
edition Netflix club.
Special edition, even though it's not on Netflix. It goes against the rules, but... It's possible. Either way, we do need to watch
rules,
it. Yeah, I know. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the trailer as well. Let us know what you think of it in the comments below here on youtube.com/TheLevelUpNetwork. If you want to catch these live, like we're doing right now, go to twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow and follow us there. Until next time, take care, and as always, don't forget to level up. All right.
Let's zoom that back out.
Zoom it out.
I did not hit her. No, I didn't. No, I did.
I
did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And it's really funny to me that like there's a lot of people. I say it to Mark every time I see him. Still, people that don't get why I do.
It's not a movie that's really that well known. Like it has a cult following, of course.
Right.
But I think you could go up to like probably 9 out of 10 people. I think knows what you're talking about. Probably.
Oh, hi, Mark.
All right, that or The Last Jedi. I would have to say The Last Jedi. Sorry, but yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
But I will see The Disaster Artist. 100% I will see it. All right, moving on. Let's get back into the level update here with the controversial news story of the last couple of days.
Jesus.
First of all, let's start with the less of the controversial stories. They're both related to YouTube celebrities, if you want to call them that. First off, an update on T. Martin and Syndicate, the guys that created a CSGO kitty gambling ring, owned the site, but never really disclosed it. Acted like it was part of public record, but then put up videos on YouTube where they were acting like they were winning prizes and like, oh my god, I can't believe this. This is T. Martin here, of course, doing his apology video. So these guys that... kind of deserve to be in prison, in all honesty. Got off without even a slap on the wrist. Not even a fine. Nothing. Zero. Nada. I think, maybe they shouldn't have gone to prison. They're young guys. They made a mistake. Whatever. But, come on. These guys are millionaires. You're not going to give them a fine from the FTC? Like, really? You're not going to make an example out of them in any way, shape, and form? Just, no. Come on.
I don't feel comfortable talking about it, just for the sheer fact that I think I will say harsher things than are deserved. I don't like this. I think it's extremely...
It's scummy.
I think it's extremely not only dishonest, but honestly, and not even scummy, but it's actually completely unethical. And there are people far more famous that have gone to jail for far, far less.
Yeah.
What's really funny is, and it's haunted her forever, Martha Stewart. This quote-unquote insider trading, and it technically was insider trading.
Yeah.
This is, in my opinion, worse for the amount of money that they've made off of their money.
Off of children,
right.
Gambling.
Right. Like, this is just absolutely terrible, and I think what I have a problem with is that this is not the only one. We are going to...
Do you mean the next controversy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the next one is probably bigger just because more people are focusing on it and it concerns what is a bigger YouTube celebrity, the biggest YouTube celebrity in the world.
Right.
PewDiePie. He's got 57 million subscribers and he was doing a live stream. He was playing PUBG and he, in heat of the moment, as he would call it, said, effing N-word.
Yeah.
You know, what an effing N-word.
What an asshole.
With a hard R, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, hard R. Like, that kind of R that makes you like, oh!
Here's the thing. So
Like-
this is what happens. So he's essentially playing PUBG, and he's shooting down, and the guy ducked out of his shots or whatever like that, and he goes, oh my god, what an effing N, what an asshole. I just can't. And then he suddenly realizes what he said, because everybody else is like, what? And he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, but what an asshole. I'm serious, what an asshole.
His face does get red. Like, you can see that he does realize...
But that's not the problem.
No, it is not the problem.
The problem comes from not that he wasn't able to recognize it, because that would be bad in its own way, but not as bad. The problem is this was used. So in his previous issues, this is not obviously the first time we talked about PewDiePie.
No, this is like the fifth time.
So the last time it was about using Nazis, discussing Nazis.
Or him making rape jokes.
Right, making rape jokes and everything like that. Things where you can be like, listen, I just misjudged the humor. I misjudged the audience that was watching. I this and that. Whatever. And even though it was to many people an inexcusable type thing, I actually, for some of these things, I was like, okay, listen, I can kind of get that. Like, if you are just making the videos and you're saying that you don't get, why the Nazi stuff wasn't as funny, and this and that, that's one thing. The issue with this is this guy used that word as an insult.
Yes.
Knowing very well
he literally equated
what that
it
means.
to asshole,
right,
meaning that
worse.
he equates black people, let's be honest,
right.
he equates black people with assholes, is what I'm saying.
Right, he equates black people to an insult, and that is the problem. The problem is not that you were not able to recognize it or that you slipped up. A slipped up is, using the word in its true definition form, not realizing, okay, maybe the connotations that, that word is taken for now.
Socially insensitive and all
right,
that.
exactly, so I shouldn't be using that or anything like that. No, this was intentionally said, and for him to get away with something else like this with his track record as well as everything else, it is going to set, and then couple that with everything else that goes on. So this industry is very similar to that of Hollywood, but in my opinion, a little bit worse, where a lot of these people, because they're influential and they're bigger, they get off with a lot of things that most other people wouldn't. The problem that we're seeing is these guys are getting away with literally almost everything. Even in Hollywood, you get people that get DUIs, and it's this big, attention-driving thing. This guy's just like, hey, look what he did. Oh, let's see if he gets in trouble. Nope. Oh, okay. It's more story, and nothing ever happens. And I'm sorry if I'm going on a tirade, but I was planning on doing a little bit of a rant for this. But this is not okay, and this is not acceptable, and we are not in a position to drive influence on any of this. But what my problem is we need to start driving, using these people as examples. Like, listen, the top guy can be taken down. And honestly, PewDiePie, no offense, bud, I understand you might be a very fun person to hang around, but I could not give a shit less about you. And the fact that you are getting away with this and you continue to do this, like, if I were in your position, you have enough money to do it, pull away from the spotlight, retire. You are a literal disgrace, not only to yourself now, your family, but you're also a disgrace to every YouTuber and every streamer out there. You are exactly why the industry gets held back in the way that it does.
He's affecting YouTubers in a big way. Here's the thing. I'm not going to go out there and say PewDiePie's a Nazi. I'm not going to say he's a racist, because I don't know the guy. There is 100% a possibility that this is something that he uses. Honestly, probably is probable that he uses this in everyday language. Because for him to say, this is the worst word I can think of, means that probably you use this casually, outside of streaming, and that's why it came out, because you were thinking of the worst word at the time. And let's be honest, a lot of 13-year-olds on Xbox and so on are using the N-word because it is the strongest dig at that moment, right? They want to offend you in the biggest way possible, and therefore they're going to use that word. In that sense, it's not necessarily racist. It's him trying to choose the worst word possible. I get that. Here's the thing. You're 27 years old. You've been on YouTube for how long? You have 57 million subscribers. You know better. You know better. This is the 5th time around. Like, you can't make the same excuse. You can't apologize for the same thing if you keep doing it. That defeats it. It's no longer an apology because we just know you're going to do it again. And I hope you don't do it again. I hope this is the time where you're like, okay, like I really need to be careful with myself now, because maybe you're not a racist, maybe you're not a Nazi, maybe you're just an idiot. As you said in your video, he actually said that. I'm just an idiot. That's a possibility. You're right.
That's a likelihood.
It's a likelihood. You probably are an idiot, but you're an idiot that influences millions of children. And I see these children in the comments right now. They're all defending you. They all think it's not a big deal, and that is terrible. The desensitization, whatever the word is, normalization of this word is not okay, and that is what you're forwarding by doing things like this. I see it. I see it in the chat. I see it on NeoGAF. I see it all over the place. And it's with young children that honestly don't know any better. It's not their fault. They don't know any better. They're seeing this word. They're hearing it on Overwatch. They're hearing it out of your mouth, one of the biggest influences on them, and it's messed up. And you have the responsibility to correct that as soon as possible. It's good that you came out with an apology video, but it was 2 days later. It was called My Response. It wasn't called My Apology. Once again, like so many people...
Wasn't it monetized?
It was monetized to start. Huge mistake. And like so many people that make the same mistake, you're not the only one. I won't say like you're the only person that does this. So many people that make apology videos make the same mistake. They fall into the same trap of saying, I'm sorry if it offended you. Stop that. That's basically saying,
right.
I'm sorry that I got caught.
Right.
That is not okay. What you should be saying is, I'm sorry that I used hateful speech. Say you're sorry for
right.
what you did. Don't say you're sorry if it offended somebody. That's not what you do. That's not
right.
an apology. That's not how an apology works. So, like, those are the mistakes he made. I will admit that I think mostly he was sincere in his video.
And listen, I agree to that, but at the same time, that is also the same issue I have with freaking T. Martin and everything else. Everything they do is listen, I'm sorry that I got in trouble for this. I'm sorry that you guys didn't like it. And the issue that I have is it's the responsibility of these properties that support them and they utilize to drop everything they have to do with these people. These are not people you should stand behind. These are people that you should say, listen, we appreciate what you did, but we can't be seen with you. I don't care if it's just as a business move and you don't. This is not okay to support. And the fact that T. Martin and his a-hole friend was kind of, I think, more along for the ride. But Martin was the big guy behind it. The fact that neither of them got anything from it just goes to show how much you can get away with if you just act like you're an innocent idiot that you don't know what you're doing and you're not a businessman. Right. That's not okay. It's not an excuse. I didn't know that the speed limit was 40 in this area and I went 50. Not the cost problem. I'm not going to get off for it. Yeah. And you guys shouldn't either. Just because you didn't know the law doesn't mean that it's an excuse. Lack and ignorance of the law does not give you an excuse. So that doesn't mean that you're allowed to say hate speech and get away with it because you didn't know it was going to bother anybody and you were sorry if it offended them. It doesn't mean that you can extort people, children, who should not be, gambling, and you're doing things knowing that you're trying to find a way around it without getting in trouble for it. They should have gotten in trouble, and honestly, YouTube and anybody else that supports T. Martin at this point, you guys are disgusting for still supporting the people that are continuing this behavior over and over and over again. And if companies like YouTube continues to support it, I'll tell you right now, the mainstream media is eating it up.
I will say, I think that these can be learning experiences for these people. I think T. Martin Syndicate, they're young guys. This can be a learning experience for those guys. They did an incredibly scummy thing. They should have been fined at the least for it, but that doesn't mean that they can't become better people as a result, and you can come back to supporting them in the future if it turns out that they do take this as an experience to learn from. Same with PewDiePie. Like, this was the first time in an apology video where he didn't make a single joke. When it came to all the Nazi stuff and with the Wall Street Journal and all that, his video was very jokey. This is the first time where I feel like he realized, like, I've really overstepped my bounds. Like, I can't do anything but say I'm sorry here. He didn't do the best apology video ever, that's for sure. But at least it was sincere and not jokey. He understands the weight of this controversy. That's good. If you just go back to it again, I agree. Like, why are you supporting this guy? Like, you can't keep supporting this guy. It's not only just affecting him, it's affecting the bottom line. It's affecting YouTubers, because just today it was revealed that now advertisers, when they monetize a video or whatever you will call it, there's actually an option now to say, I don't want these ads playing on gaming videos. Like, that's never happened before. Now, when an advertiser wants to put ads on a video, they can quickly press a button that says, do not put this on gaming videos. That's what happened today as a result of PewDiePie's antics. That affects thousands and thousands of people that make a living off of YouTube. Those people are being hurt by what he's done. And that is terrible. There's a lot of scummy YouTubers out there, and there's a lot of really positive, good YouTubers out there. And those people shouldn't be hurt by what PewDiePie is doing. And the other part of it, as Warmco just brought up, is Campo Santo. Developers, it's great to see that many of them are getting behind this and saying that we don't want videos of PewDiePie playing our game on YouTube. That is the way to go. You know, like that's a way to really stick it to these guys and say, like, we don't support you. You can't play our game on your channel. Boogie came out and said that's a slippery slope. I get that. You don't want to get it to the point where somebody can just curse or have guns in their game and suddenly an advertiser can say, like, no, I don't want this. Like, I think there is a line, of course, but this is so clearly past the line that, like, it's a very simple thing. Don't say the N-word. Like, it's a simple thing. It's very easy to do. Is it that hard not to say the word that is considered probably the most hateful word in the universe? Like, is it really that hard? Like I think we could draw the line there. It's not a big deal. Like, you know, so, sorry, both of us going on a rant there, but it affects a lot of people, even us potentially. Who knows? Like, it could even affect us in the future and monetization on our videos, and that's a shame. People need to learn better. But anyway, moving on. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't know. What am I doing?
VR.
What about
Likely
VR?
not going to be part of Nintendo Switch.
What he said. VR not a part of Nintendo Switch's future. IGN writes that Nintendo of America's president and COO, Reggie Fils-Aimé, appears to have dashed any hopes of VR coming to Nintendo Switch anytime soon, saying that, quote, the problem with VR is that there aren't a lot of experiences that are truly fun. There are no plans to experiment with VR capabilities. The company may consider the technology in the future. Fils-Aimé comments following a patent filed last year showing a Switch VR accessory, as well as Tatsumi Kimishima's comments earlier this year that if we were able to resolve issues of playing VR comfortably for long hours, we will support it in one form or another. Fils-Aimé's comments to Variety would suggest that had any work been done by the company to attempt to make a VR accessory, there are currently no plans to continue that work in the immediate future. So what that says to me is, A, no offense, I actually don't like Reggie Fils-Aimé. I think
he's the most business-like of them all. I don't like
well, not only
man.
that, but he's a very bloated, like, talking head. And it's not that I don't like his personality. I like him as a person. I don't like what he represents. I don't like what he does. It's just the same I have with all these people that do these companies speak. Saying there are no fun experiences or there aren't very many, to me what that says is Nintendo could not find anything within our company and what we could produce that would give people entertainment to where they would buy this, you know, accessory compared to anybody else's console.
Right.
That's all that says to me. Basically what you're saying is that you couldn't either fix the hardware issues, you couldn't get the software that you wanted, or more likely, both. And that sucks, and I get it. Not everything needs a VR. That's fine, but don't bullshit. You know, stop bullshitting.
Yeah.
He's the king of it, and I get that, but knock it off.
The question posed to you as well, do you think you ever see VR becoming a thing to the point where one of the big three would just bundle it in with the console, where it was really like an integral part of the console?
What do you think?
I mean, I think if anybody were to do it, I think it would be Nintendo. Like, those are the guys that want to innovate and be there first, right? And the only way VR is ever going to take off in such a way that it can be synonymous with gaming is if it is bundled in with every console. If it always is a peripheral, it's never going to be something that is like a mainstay of gaming, in my opinion. A lot of people so far are voting that it would be none of them ever will. Ever. I think that's a strong word to say that ever. Like, none of them will ever. Like, 20 years from now, like, is VR really not going to be, like, that big a thing? I think
I think eventually you'll see it taking over to where that is the main thing that you use. But, you know, it's still time off. I think within the next 10 to 15 years, you see it being a far bigger thing than it is currently.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon as far as bundling in with every console. If it were to be any of them, I would think it would be Nintendo. That would just be my guess. They seem like the guys that would do it. But I can understand why they want it right now.
Right, absolutely.
The Switch is doing so well. There's no reason for it, really, so I understand it. And most of you guys saying no one ever will. And the final story of the level updates. So Mario is officially no longer a plumber. He has retired.
This is stupid.
He is retired as a plumber, guys. According to Mario's newly updated official Japanese language profile, it says, all around sporty, whether it's tennis or baseball, soccer or car racing, Mario does everything cool. As a matter of fact, he also seems to have worked as a plumber a long time ago, implying that he no longer is. According to Shigeru Miyamoto, the character then named Jumpman was basically a carpenter in 1981's Donkey Kong, because the game takes place on a construction site. So he has changed roles many times over history, and that's why we have a poll for you guys in the chat. What is your favorite of the Mario professions? We're going to put that in chat right now. What about you? What is your favorite of the Mario professions? You can say something other than plumber, doctor, tennis player, soccer player, kart racer.
Astronaut.
Astronaut? When was he an astronaut?
Mario Galaxy.
Mario Galaxy? I guess that counts. Yeah, I guess that counts.
He flew to other planets, dude. That is the definition of astronaut.
I'll give it to you. That
Thank
counts.
you.
An astronaut. I mean...
And then water tech.
What was he in that?
Sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, but what would he be considered? Like a water tech?
I don't know.
Water technician? He's a fireman, I guess. He shoots a hose.
Well, more so like I guess Parks and Rec service for that island.
Let's see what the people are voting for. What is the best plumber, of course, is getting the most votes.
I think it's funny. I mean, I get this. I hate that they're changing, but I get it. I mean, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Mario was a man born on Earth that should have been born in some other weird realm dimension and finally found his home.
The guy's still like 28 years old. It makes no sense. He looks like he's not 28 years old.
Also, for being sporty, he's pretty chubby. And I wish I could be as sporty as Mario is. I feel like we have the similar weight.
He's got big bones.
Issues. Oh, yeah? No, that's not it.
No, it's not it. Offending Mario now? Jesus. Took a turn. All right. Moving on. Let's get into the rest of the smaller stories for the night.
Look,
you all right there,
the
Mike?
first one, yeah.
You all right?
I told you, dude.
Count number one?
I told you I was going to hit it.
We'll go through these real quick in what we like to call rapid fire news roundup. I punched
the audience.
I'm sorry. I punched you guys.
You punched the audience.
First up, this is hilarious.
I love this.
And ballsy as hell. So, in South Park, the fractured but whole, in your character creation screen, as you can see right now, if you want to change the difficulty, it makes your skin color darker.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What an amazing social commentary, and also just hilarious in general.
I love it. I
so
think
smart.
It's absolutely amazing.
I just think it's hilarious that you can't make the game more difficult unless you make yourself dark.
Black.
Yeah, black.
Basically, if you want the most difficult life ever, you are black.
Yes.
Congratulations, you hit the nail on the head.
Very
I
poignant.
love how they know what they're doing, and they have for decades. And this is why I started watching them again back in season 7 and more so season 8. They were like, listen, we got to change what we're doing, and I think I know exactly what to do, because they were hitting strides every time they had a very pop culture-y political episode, and they just doubled down on it, so that you saw the episodes like Michael Jackson and Walmart, and then it just spiraled from there, attacking Whole Foods, and they know exactly what they're doing with everything they say and everything that they point out. And this is just more of what I love from them.
See, I definitely wouldn't call this racist review guy. This is social commentary. This is satirical in that it is addressing an issue, really. It's
right.
admitting that,
how is that
people, black people have a harder life.
Right. If anything, saying that doesn't make any sense or that's not true,
mm-hmm.
Or anything like that, whether or not, but like that, like saying that's obnoxious or anything like that, that would be racist. The racist part is denying that this is not, something that you can point out there.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't call this racist, but I do see people like reacting to it in a negative way. I think that
really?
If you're reacting to it in a negative way,
negative.
I don't really think you know what they're going for.
Right.
Is what I would say, John. In this case, I think that it's very funny and very poignant, honestly.
Yeah.
and kind of accurate.
Yeah,
like
extremely.
I just think it's very smart.
Right now,
very
especially
clever.
you roll that slider up, and black people definitely have it the worst, especially in the U.S. where this game is supposed to take place. Yeah, I remember that too. It's not worldwide. This game is supposed to take place in the States, where they definitely have the hardest time. And just up close to them are people of Middle Eastern descent, which are going to be the next darkest color that you got there. So trust me, they know what they're doing.
Next up, PUBG officially, as we talked about earlier, hit 1 million. You're right there.
I was gonna say PUBG, and I was like, nope, not gonna work.
PUBG. 1 million concurrent players.
That is sexy.
That is insane.
That is lovely. I love that a new genre is succeeding that of League of Legends and Dota and the MOBA, rage. I never really got into it, so I can't really talk negatively on it just because I wasn't into it as much. But I love seeing a new genre being born and it taking off this well.
It's very cool. It's very cool to see. Congratulations to Blue Hole. In other concurrent player news, Destiny 2 on its first weekend, 1.2 million concurrent players.
Interesting.
Very impressive showing for Destiny 2, and that's just in the first weekend. Who knows how far that's going to go? Those guys are off to a great start, so that's cool to see. Next up, Bethesda has one more secret game up their sleeve this year. What the hell could that be?
Game of Thrones.
That would be pretty crazy if they were. They're saying it's releasing this year though.
Oh.
Not even just to be revealed this year, releasing this year.
So nothing.
Probably mobile, right?
Right. It can't be anything big.
It could. I mean, how long was the wait between Fallout 4 and release? 3 months?
No, E3 to October.
See, I don't think it was revealed at E3, was it? I thought it had its own little.
No, that was where they did their own press conference. That was their first year they did a press conference.
And then when did it release?
And they released it what?
October?
September, October.
So 5 months?
Yeah.
So pretty quick turnaround.
There's no way that they're releasing any big title at this point.
Yeah, it would have to be 3 to 4 months turnaround.
Listen, it would have to be a huge major marketing push, and it would have to be something like Elder Scrolls, which they said that they're not working on.
Yeah.
There's no other game besides Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and even Fallout's fallen off at this point, that they could release this year that Brink 2.
Brink 2, you got it.
That said, they did just say that Brink 1 they just make Brink 1 free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't see about that?
No, I didn't.
Brink 1 is now free to everybody, and their statement was, listen, while it's a weird concept, if nobody's buying the game and it's already there, why not give it to the people so they can play it?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I get it.
Why not? Next up, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII both celebrated big anniversaries this week. Final Fantasy VII, 20 years. It's been 20 years since it released in North America. And also Final Fantasy VIII, 15 years since it released in North America. I didn't realize it was that big of a gap between the two of them, actually. I thought that then Final Fantasy IX was, I thought they were closer together. And then Final Fantasy IX was not too long after 8. But man, I just think I was listening to so much Final Fantasy VII music this week, just reminiscing on the fact that it's been 20 years and kind of blown away that they didn't do anything for the 20th anniversary. No teaser, no artwork, no trailer, no nothing for the 20th anniversary.
Which is weird because we were expecting big things this year.
They said there is something coming this year. I just thought that why not do something on the actual day?
Imagine if that drop happens. Just, hey, by the way, here's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, right. No chance
could you imagine what would happen out of that? That'd be insane.
It's just mayhem. The world would fall apart. It would be absolutely.
Speaking of anniversary, you didn't put anything about Smash Bros. In here, right?
No. Which one was that? What anniversary?
Smash Bros. Nintendo Direct is this week. Yeah, I think is the 15th or the 13th. I think is Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow. Coincidentally, now this is all just rumor and speculation. Coincidentally, tomorrow is 4 years to the day since Smash Bros. 4 came out.
Okay.
So, Nintendo Direct is coming. Now I get Mario's coming out, but they just happened to pick the same day as a previous Smash Bros. Game. When there's already talk of what's going to happen with this, we got a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
So, who's to say tomorrow could hold some potential interesting news.
Let's wait and see.
So.
And then Scoozy says, Tokyo Game Show next week. Maybe get some Final Fantasy stuff there. I pray to God, man. I need to see something very soon from 7 Remake. I'm just dying to see something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep watching the same trailer and over again. I'm just like, I'm dying. I'm dying to see more. It looks so good. Just like God.
Bethesda open world Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, right. Look at it, man. Guardian Scorpion looking so good. Oh my God. I just can't wait. I just can't wait, man. I hope it's next year, but I doubt it. 2019 probably. Let's be honest. But as for the poll, we're asking you guys, what did you play Final Fantasy VII on? And a lot of people played it on the original PlayStation 1. Very cool to see. Number 5, though, no, I've never played Final Fantasy VII, but I plan on getting the remake. Also cool to see. And then finally, a small portion saying that they're not interested. Not going to play the remake. I never played the original either.
You are mistaken. That is the wrong answer.
I played it in, I want to say 1997, I think. Not when it, like, first released. Not like launch, because I didn't even have a PlayStation and I wasn't really that into gaming at the time. The reason I played it, as I've said before, is that my cousin was obsessed and babysitting, actually, during the summers. He would come and watch us during the summers. And he just brought over his PlayStation, had me play it, and that was it. That was the hook. That got me into Final Fantasy. So I played it when I was like 9 years old for the first time. Never forget. Moving on. Stock for the Super Nintendo Classic is dramatically increased over the NES Classic.
Which I don't care too much about because I already have mine pre-ordered.
So Fizame said that pre-orders were outside their control. And he added that for the SNES Classic, supply is not the issue. I would strongly urge you not to overbid on the Super Nintendo Classic. On any of the auction sites. You shouldn't have to pay more than $80. So he's like laying it down there. Like, do not pay more than $80.
That I agree to, and I hate that anybody, like, I hate that this happens. I really do.
Yeah, so do not pay more than $80. He is saying that there are going to be plenty of stock. It's up to you to believe him or not, I guess. But hopefully it's the case. On the Switch end, Nintendo was very confident on hitting 10 million units this year.
That'd be great. Yeah,
unsure if they're going to meet holiday demand, though. There might be some shortages, they're saying already. So be prepared for Switch shortages if you're trying to get one. Next up, Kevin Conroy said that there are going to be no more Batman Arkham games.
Right.
What?
Batman Arkham games.
True. That is the caveat,
so there are two key words that are definitions of the game. While I get that, that doesn't mean that there are no more games in that universe coming out of similar style by Rocksteady.
Right. But the quote was, I can't believe that they're not going to do another one, but they're not. Isn't that amazing? They've made literally billions of dollars on those games, but no, there's no plan to do another one. Sorry.
Were you guys getting on my shit list? Hey,
Batman sucks, though, so that's okay.
My God,
you didn't like Arkham series, John?
What is wrong with you?
You did not say that, so that's right, girl. I'm blown away. Did you really not like any of the Arkham games?
I don't understand what just happened there.
That's crazy.
I mean, listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you're correct, but you're entitled to it.
You have a wrong opinion, John. That's surprising if you didn't like any of the Arkham games. Very surprising. And the last couple stories here. New That Game Company game was revealed at today's Apple keynote. It was Sky. Exclusive currently to iPhone, tablet, what's it called?
You did look into it. It is exclusive to things besides
all
Apple
three
TV?
Right now. It's
okay.
It's the Apple TV, what's the tablet called?
iPad.
And the iPhone. It's exclusive of those three, but it is time exclusive. And he even said that it's going to move away from mobile, so it will come to consoles eventually.
Right, absolutely.
So that's great news.
I'll play it before you.
I'll wait to play on console.
I mean, I'll have it on my TV. I can even bring the Apple TV over.
If I can play that thing on the big screen, I'm going to wait to play it on the big screen.
That's what I'm saying. I can bring the Apple TV. You know what an Apple TV is, right?
I still don't care. I want to play it on console. Like, it'll play better on console.
You know what this is? Why?
It'll play better on console. There's no way it's going to play as well on an Apple TV as it would on a console. There's just no way.
Unless it was made to run like this, which is why they have the exclusive.
They will improve it, though, when they bring it to console.
I doubt that.
I think they will. I'm going to hold out. I will not play it on Apple TV. No. I will not play it on Apple TV. I will play it on console when it eventually comes.
Review guy, I don't understand what... Who are you?
Who are you? To be fair, I have not played any, but I meant the idea of Batman sucks. The idea of Batman sucks.
I don't understand that. Like,
It's kind of
do
just a
you
general
like
idea, like vigilantes.
anything?
You don't like vigilantes? Is that what you're saying?
Do you not like white males?
Yeah, that's the truth, Rick. For example, like you like Light from Death Note, but
Right.
you don't like Batman.
Your opinions are terrible.
I think you might be evil.
Or
I think you might be a villain. You are the villain of the Level Up show now. The villain. John, the review guy. And lastly, Okami HD. Physical and digital versions come in the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on December 12th. Very cool.
I like that.
Good
I
news.
missed out on that as well, but
yeah. And that wraps up the Rapid Fire News Roundup. Yeah. Moving on, we're going to move on to the community-focused segment of the show. What's it called, Mike?
Streamer Spotlight.
Guys, on the spot. Every week you guys can go on our Discord at discord.gg/thelevelupnetwork.
That one.
You can submit a hard-hitting question for us to answer live here on the show. Let's see what this person asked. Dear the Level Up Show, what are 5 things you'd personally change about the game industry if you had the power to do so? Sincerely, Diclonius Games. Well, for one, I would change the scum that is in it and get them out of it. For one, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Let's get all the scum out. All the Gamer Gators, all the PewDiePies that continue to be PewDiePies, all the T Martins that continue to be T Martins and don't learn, all the racists and bigots and sexists and all the people that bring down the gaming community. Let's get rid of all of them. Bring up another hobby. Take on something else. Go fishing. I don't know. Just get out of gaming, please.
The idea that you need a large publisher behind you to support your game, mostly in the case of Activision, I hope you crash and burn.
That you have separate consoles and you can't play together. We're getting there, but I want everybody on board. Let's get Sony on board. Let's all play together in one spot. I want to play Call of Duty with my Xbox brethren. I want to play PUBG with everybody on every console. You know, still want exclusives, but if you're a multi-platform, let's play together. Especially competitive. You know, don't hold back. We're a family. We're gamers. We're all part of this community. Let's play together. Just go fishing, says Derek.
Konami.
Yes. That's it. Konami. Yes, to elaborate on that, Metal Gear. I don't want it to be over. Like, I need Metal Gear in my life, and I need Kojima to be doing it. But that's just a pipe dream at this point, obviously. You know what I hope? I hope Death Stranding is so strongly a spiritual successor to Metal Gear Solid that in all cases and purposes it kind of is. You know, like let's bring it that close. It's like Silent Hill meets Metal Gear Solid all in one, just with the name Death Stranding. It's like you found a loophole. What else? What else would you change about the industry, Mike?
Did I say Activision?
Kind of. Earlier you did.
Oh, Activision.
Activision?
Fucking loathe them.
What else would I change about the gaming industry?
And yes, the review guy, I said Activision, and even though I love Destiny, that doesn't mean that I love the company that's producing their games.
You support Bungie
is actually who makes Destiny, not Activision. Blizzard is who makes Diablo, World of Warcraft, and all the other great Blizzard games, including Overwatch, not Activision. Activision is what ruins those games.
Turn-based RPGs.
You need less of them?
I need more of them in America.
Oh.
Come on. Why are we acting like people don't like turn-based RPGs anymore? I get it. There was like a stigma around them for a little while there. But look at Persona 5 this year. Look how well it did. Turn-based, man. Look at South Park. Actually, South Park, turn-based. Very cool game. It was very cool to see a game actually do turn-based. I want to see more of that. I want Final Fantasy not to be afraid to go back to the roots and do turn-based again. Please. Andrew, you can change my welcome message. The Level Up Show's villain, the review guy. You're owning it. I like it. We're going to have to get you like dun 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 music every time you come in now instead of I'm back. There needs to be villainous like undertones whenever a review guy comes into the room.
Law and Order intro.
Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Definitely.
Like
Any others?
Less Persona.
What?
Okay. I just want to put
What now?
everybody in the show off.
Let's see. Any others for me?
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty okay. You know?
The idea that game releases need to be on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Or that they need to be like 10, 20, 30. Like, or even like, God, they're not even often that. They're usually just like 30 or 60 or like, why can't we have a game that's $650? You know, it's worth $650. I'm gonna price it $650.
I want $17.23.
Yeah, what is it worth? Like really?
$17.23.
Yeah. So make it that. You know?
Those 3 extra cents on the 20 add up.
I got nothing else. I'm a pretty happy guy for the most part. You know what my name is, the review guy. I say the shit no one has.
That has nothing to do with it. You just say the wrong things that nobody ever would want to say.
You just were a shock jockey there. That's all.
Yeah, there is no reason.
All right, and unfortunately, I do not have it in me.
No,
to do
I'm dead.
Destiny 2.
I'm dead.
We had a real. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad we did, but we had a much longer conversation with Xonebros than I planned on having.
It's weird because every other time we have a guest on, this is not to say negatively of anybody else, but I feel like the conversations are just natural. Let's talk about the news. Let's talk about this, and we go through and through and through. Xonebros, like I feel like we click with them pretty well.
Yeah,
I like those guys a lot. I feel
like
it's very entertaining. You know, I mean, obviously I've only talked with the rest of them, the whole group.
They're all good.
Once.
They're all great.
But, you know, Dave, the last time and again this time, like I think they're great guys and it's just a natural conversation.
Yeah.
Review guy, I'm waiting. Bring it the fuck on.
Yeah, I would love to collaborate with them more often.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. It's great to bring positivity.
Absolutely. I would like to get
We got to balance out Mike.
Right.
You know?
I would like to bring Magna back on again.
Yeah, Magna was great.
He was great.
Lucid was great. I liked all of them.
Lucid was great. Yeah, everybody
I liked everybody. They were all very, very nice, hardworking guys.
But I am tired. And
yeah. This was a great show tonight. I feel like we had like great conversation tonight.
We did. And let me address something too. I mean, I know there's only 69 people in the room. 69. But I do want to address. I know we've been talking. You know, we keep saying like, "Oh, Mike's gonna stream." I apologize to you guys, and I feel like I'm obligated to apologize to you guys and a little bit to you. But I think like it's.
I understand. Yeah,
you know, it's one of those things. It's been a rough freaking month, like far more than I anticipated. To those that we talked about a little bit here and there, but I'm moving, and this process has been far more difficult than I anticipated it being because I thought it was gonna be far easier. Building the PC has been affected by this. Work has been honestly a big giant bitch, and honestly Danielle's has too, and she's a, no offense, I love you guys, but I love her more. So anytime I have a chance to be with her, I'm going to be with her. And Sunday nights for some reason seem to be those nights, and then especially with having Danny those weekends. So everything's just compounding. So I apologize you guys haven't been getting a game stream from me, and I apologize to you for not, supporting, and giving more back to you guys.
We're almost there. Okay.
We are, honestly. By October, it's going to happen. I'm not going to commit to this Sunday. I'm definitely not going to commit to this Sunday because the PC's still in pieces. I have a wedding Saturday.
It'll be better once we're past the spotlight, and you can go back to doing Tuesdays, or if you want to rearrange.
It's one of those things where however we need to rearrange, it's fine. I do want to tell you guys, I have a lot planned that I'm going to be doing when I have the capabilities to. It's just taking a lot more time to get into the role of having the ability to do that. So I will be giving back more to you guys, and I appreciate everything that you give to us. But that said, just give me some time. We'll get there. You'll get some streams from me, and there will be some new streams I'm hoping to bring you guys that I don't think you guys were expecting at all. So we'll see.
Baby steps.
I don't take baby steps. I take bitch steps.
Bitch steps. Guys, thank you so much for the support tonight. Big tip from Guitar Freak. A couple new subs. Neen's a sub tonight. That was pretty cool to see.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Baz023S winning Destiny 2, the giveaway of the night. Very happy to go to Baz023S. Great guy. Strong supporter. It's very cool to see when that happens. It goes to somebody that supported us for a very long time. No, strong supporter.
Oh, strong.
Strong supporter. Been with us for a very long time.
Like, that's a really random factoid.
I don't know who he supports. Whoever it is, that's his prerogative. But.
No, that's fine. I was just saying. I was like, that's really random. Like, hey, the Trump supporter, thank you. Like, what is that?
Guys, I'll be on tomorrow night. I'll be on with some more Destiny 2, I think. I'll probably continue going with Destiny 2, and I think
I want you to get through that story. I'll tell you right now, we haven't talked about that. We didn't really get the chance to talk about that. That story, that game is strong. For any of you guys holding out, you can ask people like Flames to Earth who continue to hold out until the end of last week, it felt like. That game is stronger than any of us, I think, anticipated, myself included, and I was being positive on it. So get it. One of the best shooter stories I've played in a while.
Nice.
Yeah. Sorry.
Very nice. Guys, we will see you throughout the week with game and talk shows and game streams. Thank you again to our producers, of course. They are Kelly Jellyfish, Alex Bustos98, Bazu33S, KP2.0, and Alex Bustos98. I said that again, didn't I?
Yeah, maybe.
Did I say Mito Crystallis?
Mito.
Mito Crystallis, our producer as well. They're on Patreon, $25 or more, those guys. It's the best way to support us still. We get the most money, other than tips, of course. We get the most money from you guys supporting us on Patreon at patreon.com/levelupnetwork. You can also, of course, just tip right here if you want. The link goes throughout the chat throughout the night if you would like to tip us through the stream. If you want to check us out on YouTube, it's youtube.com/the-level-up-network. Don't forget to join us on Discord. Best way to keep in touch with us.
We talk to you guys every single day.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you throughout the week with gaming talk shows and game streams. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to
level up.
Level up, guys. So long.